We right back at it, Joe. It's your boy, Skywalker the Jedi here. You know what I'm saying? Back up on here with another episode of OG Talk with Skywalker the Jedi. Today, I got somebody that I got the utmost amount of respect for in our community, yo. This dude has been here like damn near since the beginning of what I can remember being involved with this whole thing, right? And he's putting time, money, effort in, and I just want to use my platform to be able to highlight this man and to really, kind of give him some roses, right? And to let him know how us as a community, how we truly feel about this guy, right? So it's the one and only Cut Hamad on here with the boy today. What's up, Cut Hamad? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great now that I'm with you. I appreciate all these kind words, and I'm really honored to be in your pod. I'm really excited for this. I've been waiting actually for a while to do this.
Hey, this is super dope, man. I have been kind of telling people, I'm like, yo, man, like I want to start an interview series, and I'm like, yo, my Magnum Opus is Hamad. I'm like, I gotta get him on the channel, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, yo, hey, it's crazy, but I'm just glad that we can make this happen. You know what I'm saying? And I want to start off with, you know, with that being said, you being here for so long and kind of being here pretty much since the inception of what I can remember, right, of this entire movement. And, you've been on the front line, man, dealing with all the ups and downs, right, and have had a tremendous amount of resolve this entire time. And so what
if you want to call resolve, yeah, or insanity, borderline insanity.
Yeah. But what I wanted you to touch on first is just like how has it been to see where we are now versus like where we kind of started off at throughout this entire process?
Oh man, like, like I, okay. I have to start off with way big at the beginning, right? Like right after I left BVS, like watching it in the theaters with my brother, right? Like I just remember distinctly, right? Uh, Once the movie was done, and like I felt like there's so much in this movie, and there's a lot more, and I feel like it's one of those like, oh, I have to watch it again and like analyze. And the first thing my brother said, and I'll never forget, he's like, "There's so much symbolism in this movie," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, right, yeah." So like, I got excited and like let's see what the online chatter was. I opened it and it's all just like hell. It's oh man, it was horrible. And like, and I saw the discourse. I'm like, whatever, like. But then like the this kind of like the that's why we call it BVS wars, because it's not just like Twitter fight. Like I experienced the BVS wars in real life. like like I would sit with like my friends at dinner, and then like the topic of BVS would come up. They would come up and mention it, and then they was just like shitting on it, and I'm here just like I love the movie. Like I thought I didn't say like I was like I didn't think it was that bad. There's
Yeah.
something wrong. Like maybe it's something wrong with me. Like I don't know. Like whatever. And then I saw the Ultimate Edition, and I'm like, this is wrong, man. Like this can't be right. Like like
Yeah.
what this kind of talk about this movie is just
Yeah.
it's against human rights or whatever. Like it's not correct. There's
Like,
something
this
wrong.
just it just can't be. I know
It
exactly
can't be. Yeah,
how
like
you feel.
I was just confused, so confused the whole time. I'm like the way I felt about this movie, like it. And then I see how people talk about it, and just like I'm like I couldn't comprehend like all this like critique or whatever I'm seeing. I'm like it doesn't make sense. Like I I really don't understand it. That's when I started seeing other people. online that like actually appreciate the movie, and it felt like that was the only place I saw it.
Yeah.
So like I like you know stuck to it, and like uh slowly, and then like you know the build up to Justice League. Oh man, the build up to Justice League, that was something.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, the first like spots dropping, and
Yeah.
of course like the haters were already like like vultures.
Yeah.
Like with every like spot, they're like whatever with their bullshit. And like there was one guy I would never forget. Like that scene in Justice League, like when and when they dropped the spots earlier, when it's like the bullet from the Batmobile like comes like just the Zack Snyder slow
Yeah.
mo and hits
Yeah.
the road there. Like some asshole put that gif. He's like, "Oh look, Batman, like Batman, like bullets, Batman, whatever. It's strong, and like, this movie's gonna." I'm like, oh, God. Okay, whatever. Like this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the one movie that's gonna shut him up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like so. I went in with my brother, and like and all this time it's like like to answer your question, it was just like it felt like we're really a minority, like a very very small group, or like I'm like the only one, right? So like going to like the movie Justice League, and like I was denial like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
like because I, I I looked at it and like just like the numb reaction, and I'm like went online, and then because like just like being in BVS wars, it gives you that instinct that like immediately like you go and defend the Snyder movie. That's
Yes.
what I was at. Like I didn't even like I didn't let the movie sink in or whatever. Just saw it, went and started defending, like because like immediately like I was I wasn't defending like you know the Snyder fans, like against the Snyder fans shitting on Justice League.
Yeah.
I just started like defending like the usual like assholes that we see still now, like the actual Snyder antis. I was defending that movie, that bullshit movie, against them because
Yeah.
they were just like oh fuck Snyder, like look at this, we're gonna. So I'm like no, fuck you, and I so that immediately like.
That's exactly what it was
And
happening. Yeah.
then, and then like uh, you know Fiona said, like she tweeted out like this, like like there's like it took me one tweet to read, and I'm like, wait a minute, like I 120% believe her.
Yeah.
Like immediately, like because like I saw the tweet, and I sat back for like 5 minutes thinking back about the movie. I'm like, yeah, like the feeling I got from BVS,
Yeah.
I had like the polar opposite of that. Like it's so empty. So
Yeah.
I'm like, Snyder never leaves me like I don't know. It's like at least from BVS, I didn't like Man of Steel and BVS. I didn't leave empty like
Yeah.
that. I left empty, and like seeing like how the like and then like that's where like the movement started. Literally, like there's so much revisionist history going on, like, and you see it, but like
Absolutely.
like this is literally when it happened, right? Fiona came, and like we all like gathered around, and then like the people that like that are now like all pro Snyder or whatever,
Yeah.
they gave us so much like of a hard time then, and they gave Fiona such a hard time too, like
Yes.
during that time. So like I'll
Absolutely.
get to that whenever we can down the. But like I used to like back then. I knew like all basically every single person that's involved in the movement, right? Like I could like name you that. What's incredible now is like I see new people every day.
Yeah.
I knew like just from corners of the world. I'm like, and like the I'm seeing like planes being flown that none of us organized.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like yeah. So it's like wow, like this is amazing. Like campaigns that like we don't need to be like pushing for or like that. Like you know, I never thought this is like a dream, like that we reached this to this, like when you think about back then how it was. every single campaign. We knew who it was organized by, and like we all just like every
Yeah.
single person I know like was behind it. Now I don't know, like, and
Yeah.
this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I love it. Like that someone like that I never heard of
Yeah.
can organize like a plane that flies over WB
Yeah.
and like with the restore the Snyderverse or release the aircut. Like,
Hey, and
so
I had no
it,
idea that that guy was gonna go to the upfront dressed as Batman
that's
either.
insane. Yeah,
Right?
like
Like
we used to.
that
Oh
was
no, like
crazy.
we used to like know like we used to plan this and we know like okay like
Well in advance.
it's like like guerrilla warfare like
In
we have
fact.
like these people like I could name you the usuals like I used to like like Ben and Geo and like
Yeah.
Leonidas like these are the ground people they go and like
Yeah.
they they represent us in like in these like big events
Hmm.
and like now suddenly we see a random guy like I never heard of just like the Batflick tactical suit like restore the Snyderverse. I'm
That
like
was insane.
for a sec, like uh, because we initially wanted to like get something for that to for this upfront event like we had like trying to get like some like human ads like to be like posted up front but we never managed to get the funds so it's like oh well like and I was kind of glad that it didn't work out because like up front it turned out to be like
Yeah.
bogus or whatever. But
Yeah.
like the fact that like this guy showed up, I'm like he kind of saved the day. Like
Yeah. He absolutely did.
a guy like if it was at the beginning of the inception of the movement, we would know firsthand and by at the beginning. But now we don't know. It's just incredible. Like I love that. I love that seeing I go in and like seeing like I have no idea who this person is or what how this campaign got made and but like we're self-sustaining now.
Yeah.
That's what like yeah
It's a self-sustaining machine
Mm.
at this point.
yeah yeah yeah
Right.
yeah yeah.
Absolutely. This whole thing has been super dope. And like with me being here from the start, kind of like when this whole thing popped off, I was on Twitter under I am Skywalker back then, right? This was my
Mm.
first Twitter handle, and yeah, I kind of had that same thing, man. Like I walked, like just going into Justice League, I was so hyped, yo. I was really like, yo, this is the exact thing that I've been waiting for. And I was like, yo, Zach's about to shut him up because they kept
Yeah
saying, oh, everything is so dark, right? I'm like, yo,
yeah yeah
this is what
no
all you.
like we saw it we saw like where Zach is going we saw like and like we knew like this was like the Justice League was gonna be it, and we were right. We were fucking
Absolutely.
right. Yeah, that's what pisses me off. We were fucking
Absolutely.
right, but we had to like fucking fight for it. Like,
Yo, what we already knew they had to, actually get shown to be able to understand, right? We knew that Justice League movie was going to be lighter in tone. It had to be, right? Like just by nature of the story, because you have all these other characters that you're bringing together instead of making it about a conflict between two superheroes, right? So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, like yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
like it was the dawn before it, and we're experiencing like the morning, and I can't wait to fucking experiencing dark at night again.
oh my
Like,
goodness. Oh,
yeah,
because it's going back, right? Like it
yeah,
can't all be sunshine and giggles, right? But
yeah,
no,
yeah,
like, but just to detour real quick, just to even Zach having that foreshadow with the, they will stumble and they will fall, but one day they will join you in the sun. And the last
yeah,
shot
yeah,
of Justice League is them joining them in the sun. I'm just like, come
yeah,
on.
yeah. Like it's all like it's I, I feel bad. I sometimes I just feel bad for those people that like that hate art and like they can't connect with it because they're missing out on so much. Like
So much,
Good
man.
bad.
But yeah, like I went into Justice League super happy, and I was totally like drinking the Kool-Aid, right? When
Mm-hmm.
John Schnepp tried to come out and warn y'all, he was like, "Hey, look, this movie's being reshot, re-edited,
Yeah,
rewrote, like all that." And I was like, "Man, ain't no way!" Like I just didn't believe that they
yeah,
were gonna do it, and they actually did. And so, once I saw Superman's face, like my heart just sank, yo. Like it was right at the beginning of that movie. But still, I still thought that most of it was Zach's kind of like vision almost. So at that first little, couple weeks, I was like, like, yeah, because it was that same thing. Like I was just so used to arguing with people on
yeah,
Twitter that like I was like, yo, this is just what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm just here and I'm gonna just push that line. But
yeah, yeah.
but definitely when Fiona dropped that heat for the first time, that changed everything. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Fiona. Some people can try to make comments or whatever. I can
Mm-hmm.
never say one disparaging word about that woman. Like if it was for her, I feel like, I
Mm-hmm.
along with a bunch of a bunch of other people in our community would not be here. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but after Fiona dropped that, I was like, wait a minute, like there does seem to be more because I had that same feeling like, yo, I was empty, man. Like I didn't like
Yeah.
what I saw and it didn't grab me that way. Like, yo, I saw BVS like multiple times in theaters. I
Mm-hmm.
saw Justice League that one time and I didn't watch it again until like right before the Snyder Cut came out. So, I was pretty much done with that. But yeah, it's just funny because a lot of us in our community all kind of have almost the same origin story, like the same
Yeah,
villain
yeah,
origin story, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like first we thought we were alone. Like there's like maybe there's something like wrong with us for like liking this movie or whatever, and then like you realize like wait like there's others out there, but they're like there's even a lot more than we thought, and now it's just like we're an actual like full blown fandom,
Mm-hmm.
like an actual like you know separate like we're I mean but like fuck's sake like one of the biggest Amazon TV shows we're being like you know mentioned.
Yeah.
The Boys, like if you see The Boys, like the first, have you seen it? The last season?
This new season, I haven't started it yet, but I did see season 2. Yes, yes.
Yeah, like well, like it's not really a spoiler. Like you've seen the interaction, like with the release the board cut
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
Zach,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
So like basically the opening of season 3 is like
Is
kind of like
the board cut?
talking about yeah how like there's a bunch of fans like got together and like they bought billboards, they got play we heard
Oh my
you and
god,
like yeah like
that's
that's
so
like, oh my god if you take me back to like when like a couple of months after Fiona's tweet,
cool.
and then like and then you tell me like a show is kind of like talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like holy shit, like I wouldn't believe it. I would. There's no way I would believe it. Would not like. I would not be able to comprehend.
Yo, real quick, how did you feel when Zach dropped that picture of Darkseid? Because that was the first tease, right?
Yeah,
Was him
yeah.
dropping a picture of Darkseid, correct?
Like I actually like. I don't know. Like I remember, I felt like I actually felt scared. One of those because like I was like, does that mean that it's done? Like it's not gonna happen? Like is he now just like gonna you know
Yeah,
just tell us like this is what was supposed to happen and like
yeah.
I guess so I'm moving like I like but like I was like if how like how good is that movie? Like that's what like a mural of Darkseid is better than like anything I saw in the theater. Like just a still of like it, it looked art. It looked like an art piece, while Justice League looked like a piece of trash. The whole like so like I was just like, how good is this? This is going to be I knew it was going to be an amazing movie. Why is he dropping this? Why is he is it like like sometimes they're just like it's just like they drop whatever like info whatever, but not in a way like hinting like that's what I was worrying, like is he hinting for us to push, or is it just like we're moving, like I'm moving on, like this was supposed to be like in my movie whatever.
Man,
But thank God, like it was like okay.
yo, I got so angry when I saw that Dark Side. I was like, yo, how the hell do you cut Darkseid out of the Justice League movie? What? I was like, we supposed to get Darkseid?
Okay.
And we just like what? I was just like, oh, man, I was so upset.
And like I really don't understand DC. It's like Darkseid. Like it make like they like every single decision is either to just take it like more like to like hurt Zach or like to be petty against him and out of pure incompetent dumbassery. That's it. Like every single decision Warner Brothers made.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
I can't think of one decision from that's like okay, that makes sense. But nothing.
Honestly, like I think that if look, I love Zach and I obviously wanted his vision to be completed, right? If Warner Brothers would have given me something that I would have undeniably had to just say, okay, like I can understand why you guys wanted to push away from Zach because you were trying to do something else that maybe he just is not capable of doing that certain style. But if it would have been hot, then cool. But this stuff been garbage, yo. Like,
no, exactly. Like none of it is like selling. Like, okay, yeah, I love Zach. I love his work, and like this whole time, I'm just like waiting for a reason. Give me a reason to to buy whatever you're selling.
Todd Phillips' Joker, great example.
Yeah. And like, and like, but it wasn't enough for me to like, just leave Zach and his DC behind.
Oh no,
like, it was
not.
good. It was good stuff, but like, like if this was part of the DCEU, I would have been like, okay, let's see where you guys going.
Exactly.
But it's a separate thing. It's a separate thing, and they didn't want to do it because of fucking pajamas. I don't know what.
we sell Joker pajamas. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on,
yeah.
Come on.
So it's like even Joker wasn't their decision.
No.
Like it was like so like not a single thing, 100%, none. Like what is it, like what do they do, like the way they beat Aquaman, like they did not need to retcon like that hard away from like come on.
And they didn't need to add that Pitbull song, which most people hate about that movie.
Yeah, nothing. Like it's just like what they is. This is like it's like a bunch of like executives. They imagined what these real true DC fans want, and they're like, okay, I think they got that right. I think that's probably the only thing they got right was they knew what these real true DC fans want. The ones that like claim that they read the comics and they love these characters so much. Like not like us. We don't like these characters. We just like Snyder. So like they listened to them, and they made like movies exactly the way they wanted it.
Yeah.
Justice League was exactly the way they wanted it.
Yeah.
I don't care what they say. Like some of them are admitting it to now, be like, yo, Superman this is my Superman. I'm like, whatever. Like, yeah, fuck you. Finally,
Right.
uh, like Aquaman is 100% like what they like.
Yeah.
How they envisioned like how what they thought like these fans want in a superhero movie, and obviously Shazam, obviously like that's like they just took like and like when they listened to these people and like they got what their sensibilities, what they were asking for like on the tee, but like it turns out it's not the best money making thing ever. Like it's not making money. So what does it tell you? You would think they
Got
would, think like businessmen and be like, wait, like uh, these previous movies that like are made a lot more money, and now we're not making money. We should like, should we like go back? No, they're like, fuck you, fuck Zack Snyder, take that. Where's the
We're gonna
Snyderverse?
double
No.
down. We're gonna we're gonna double down on our mistakes, right? Like,
Yeah, like,
yeah,
and it's like, and it feel like what it really, really felt like they're they're just, like you like I was it like there was a stream you were in with like the Zod stream, last one you were in, you were in when Mikey and Phil showed up, last one,
hmm
and you said like that's what like you said like these people like they they don't care about the Snyderverse or Snyder. What they really care about is not seeing us happy.
yeah,
Yeah, and I really believe it goes also to Warner Brothers. These executives also
mm.
they do things just to not like to get to us and like just, to make us miserable,
Oh yeah,
because it's like the shit we did, the shit we pulled off. If you imagine you're in their shoes,
yeah.
like you would you would fucking hate us. you would, like, like you would like do any like, and you have the power to like make all these movies, like like it would be petty as hell. Like I don't say you, but like I'm
Oh
trying
no, no,
to
no,
like
oh no, no. I know exactly what you
imagine
mean.
like how like
Yeah,
I'm because all this
I'd be
like like
salty.
past years.
Yo, I'd be
Yeah, yeah,
salty as hell
yeah.
if like my biggest failure was highlighted right up in front of the entire world.
World.
And
Yeah,
then I got all these people telling me, because look, at that time, right, if the Snyder Cut never came out, we would have
mhm.
never known, right? The world would have never known. It would have just been
No,
little old us, right?
yeah,
And they could have just kept denying that it existed this entire time, right?
yeah,
But when they knew that it was going to come out, because, they was getting word from AT&T, you see how they started changing up already. So they was
yeah,
worried on
yeah,
they were worried on multiple levels. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And uh, like we hit that Goldilocks period, like you know, where like NTT take over, and like there was like a couple of people were like, wait, uh, I am businessman, I want money. Fans are asking for something, a lot of them. If we make it, they give us money. Let's do it.
Seems
And
cut
then
and
they,
dry, right?
and then like they did it, and these executives are like, "Fuck these fans!" Like fuck them. like this is like these airplanes, these billboards, like fuckers. These AT&T motherfuckers saw it.
They
I
were
can't like.
calling the offices. They were calling our offices.
They
What?
go.
We were what?
Yeah. That's the first thing I've done.
Yo, I love
Yeah.
that video of Will Rowe of may I speak to Walter Hamada, please?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, and he went through because he's like he has that English accent, like you know
Right.
that like partially like any like he comes in, he's like, oh, could I speak to Walter Hamada, please? And they're like, oh, of course, because he's you sound important. But me, I sound like some guy from like these like yellow filter countries.
Oh yeah,
So
you already
it's
know,
like,
right?
what does he want? And they're like, yeah, he's busy or at the moment. Tunnel. We're going inside a tunnel. Leave a message. What would you like to leave a message? I'm like, can you please release the Snyder Cut? Thank you.
Oh man, there's been like so many great moments in our fandom, yo, where we just
Yeah,
all gotten to such a kick out of some of this stuff. But yeah, we wouldn't be where we are now unless all these things happen, yo. Um,
yeah. Like no matter what any person says about any small campaign that like from the inception of the movement till now, each one was 100% important,
yeah,
right? Like it's like yeah, the phone call didn't like did I obviously didn't convince like the WB to release the Snyder Cut, but what it did was it sent a message to other people, like other people that like in a way like that liked Snyder's movies, and they wanted to see, like they know that there is a Snyder Cut, you know, that gave them like like wait like there is some kind of fan movement. Let me join it. Like after that, our numbers increased, right? And then like the next campaign, they're like, yeah, let's hit it while it's hot, like, and like each campaign like resulted into like more people joining, and
yeah,
then like more chatter happening, and then like San Diego Comic Con was like the that's where like we like really started like was it like raised like 24,000 $25,000 something like that on like
yeah,
the whole thing. It's ridiculous. And like yeah, and it all started with like one like the phone call campaign that a lot of people are making made fun of it, you know, but that I to me that was the most important one out of if you say like without that like it will be just be trending
yeah,
events that like it didn't kick off like trending events back then. It was like it was I don't want to say pathetic. That's too harsh, but like it was. It's not even like a 0.001% of what like now me
yeah.
like we I'll be just sitting like not in Twitter. Or I'll look in Twitter and we're trending. Like like, we would the whole fandom would be fighting about something else or talking about something else,
Yes.
and then I go and like I see what the trending is like. Yeah, same. So like either be Zack Snyder or it's gonna be Justice League or like Henry Cavill or Batfleck or whatever. Like some one of these would always be trending. Like it's
Absolutely.
insane.
Absolutely.
Before we're like let's try and like we barely like we never trended, by the way. I don't
Yeah.
remember ever like seeing like a blip, but like people would just be talking about it, and then some asshole would come and be like, whatever, doesn't exist, or whatever shit. But I still remember the first time we actually trended, and I think it was June either 14th, something like that, 2019. We actually trended, and we had our first Twitter write up.
Hmm.
See, like that, like that also tipped the scale
Oh yeah.
because like we got like a major like social media platform to be like to feature us.
Yeah.
That's that was a big deal to us because like that was that never happened. So like that got us more people. That got us more bolder. But like yeah. But then yeah, when San Diego and like New York Comic Con, like yeah, yeah, like at New York Comic Con, like apparently that one, like that's what there was this thing where some analytics company that published like the actual social media numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I saw like there's like
Was it Samba
1.5
TV?
million. No, no, it wasn't fuck some. Like it was like talking about it was like what it was like 1.5 million unique accounts were talking about it. You know, like
Yeah.
it was a
Oh
whole like,
yeah, yeah,
and they had like a timeline, and like
yeah.
part of the like the fact like the campaign timeline. It was the New York Comic Con,
Oh wait,
the billboard.
was it that Cyabra report about the 25,000 bots that we never saw?
I can't find it. I can't find it. I search. I could not find it.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked up about that? Like, because I know, like, I know what these fucking haters, how they think, how they read. I know them better than they know themselves,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If
They're very easy
such a
people to
report,
figure out. Like they're very
yeah, yeah,
easy people to figure out.
we
Like
know, like, how, we know, like, when something comes, we know what they're gonna say, how they're gonna respond, like, by the T. Like, that's how long we've been interacting with these fucking assholes. Like 4 or 5 years. So like we
same
know
quotes,
exactly.
different faces, man.
Same, like, yeah,
It's
yeah,
just the same
same responses, same whatever.
thing.
And believe me, and you know it, if such a report did come out 2 years
Oh,
ago,
oh,
we would not hear that.
ah.
We would not. We would be done. We would literally be done.
They would still be talking about that right
Yeah,
now. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like as we speak.
Any person like for like said 2 years ago. So like for that 2 years, any of us who mentioned that we liked Snyder's movie, we would have been like
Oh yeah.
dogpiled
Oh
every
yeah.
day. Like
Are
Chevy
you a
Chef,
butt? Are you a butt?
you're a bot. For 2 years,
You guys are
and
just
like it's yeah, like it's insane how uh like I want to go back. I want to like link to like and uh one of you know how you said that you really drank the Kool-Aid for Justice League, how
oh
like
yeah, yeah.
they
Oh
brought in
yeah.
justice, and like me too. I drank the Kool-Aid because like these like you read in like the trades like what was happening. Like yeah, Josh came in and like he's really respecting Zach's vision, and like Zach came out and was like yeah, like I trust whatever Josh read. And then you see like Ray Fisher saying like was it in one of these panels he's like yeah Josh Whedon like he should be respected whatever. So I never like I know media like there's a lot of manipulation and like generally in news whatever like but like with like Hollywood media like in that level like I just never thought like it never crossed my mind that it could be like just straight up, bullshit or lying.
Oh yeah.
So like when they said like when they said like yeah Josh Whedon's taking over, but he's just finishing up like the, the whatever the like the last thing, and it's gonna be Zach's vision. I'm like okay yeah,
Man, look, I didn't
why would
even
they
think
lie about that?
yo, I didn't even think it was possible. That's why I was like, yo, there's no way they can redo this movie this quickly with all the CGI and I didn't think it was
Yeah,
possible. So I was
yeah,
right along there with you. I was like, yo, there's no
yeah,
way that they're gonna come in and just redo this whole thing.
yeah, yeah. Like I'm like my line of thinking is like they have no reason to lie about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, why would they lie about something like that? Doesn't make sense at all. But like what what really opened my eyes is that like uh our experience in life and work, like myself and like yourself, you're like army veteran, right?
Yeah.
even yeah, like like our experiences makes like like when we see our, like we bring on our knowledge and our life experience, whatever. All of this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we didn't think like we separated like our like what we know about work and life with from Hollywood.
Yeah.
But and what it turned out is like shit. Like of course, like you know, someone is gonna lie about this, manipulate
Yes.
to like try to take over someone's position, and like I see that in my work all the time.
Yeah. I do
With
too.
like with yeah, with like exactly uh, like these like executives and like chief executives and like mid management,
Yeah.
like this kind of politics. I see it, and like that's when I'm like shit. Like of course, like of course, like they're gonna lie about this. Of course, they're gonna throw Zach under the bus that way. It
Yeah.
didn't matter like about his daughter, whatever. Like that, you're dealing with ruthless management, like and like someone has eye on the prize, which is the control of the DCIP.
Yeah.
So like when you like and when you look at how much the DCIP is worth and what it could do to a person, of course they're gonna do that. Of
It's a
course they don't.
multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Yeah, you take
Multi-billion.
control. You take control of this IP. It's not about money anymore. You're it's a legacy.
Yeah.
Like it's your name, like for generations. Like it's power. It's like it's not just a superhero making superhero movie and games. Like
Hey,
like
look,
that's something like
I would argue that Christopher Nolan's star skyrocketed tremendously after Batman.
yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah.
made him a made man. That's what made him a made
Like
man.
that's why I like it's because of DC. I could mention Nolan and people would know him.
Yeah.
Like before that, people who are into like films would know him. But if I like, my my friend who's just a casual, like he knows him because of fucking DC.
Yeah.
I did not know Snyder before DC. I frankly, I did not know when I didn't know who Snyder was behind Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Right? I saw it. I loved Man of Steel. I didn't know who was behind it. After BVS, I'm like, who the fuck made this fucking movie?
Yeah.
Like, I need to, and then I saw that's when I knew Zack Snyder. That's when I went and like back and like saw all his filmography and like I'm like fuck like a director who can make a DC movie like this, like then it's my favorite director.
Yeah.
I got like the amount like power like DC can bring it give a person. It's like like I know MCU is like ruling the world now and like whatever. Like, but if like DC was done right, like if if Jeff Johns was actually smart, like he would actually really be like just shitting on the MCU. Like not about like I'm pretty sure I'll hate the movies, whatever, but you know what I mean. Like
Oh yeah.
he 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 was a snake, but a dumb snake. So like
Yeah.
he didn't know how to like really like you know he started right. He got the the manipulation right. He got like the bots right. He got like the people like he got a few like the like the comic creatives who like want
Yeah.
like who like because if you think like Jeff Johns like if I was a comic creative right in the United States,
Mhm.
I would want to be like good with Jeff Johns
Oh
at
yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
Like at
Yeah.
that, like I
Yeah. A
would
lot of power.
dream to be like to be like a meeting with Jeff Johns and like this is my work, like hook me up, and so like when I saw like all these comic creatives come and like shit on Zach, because I stopped separating Hollywood from my shit, from what I understanding of like the world, whatever. It makes sense why these comic creatives would just constantly shit on Snyder.
Yeah.
And then like you'll see that like it's when if you see shit like that, if you bring your own life experience to this, all of it will like it's be like yeah, like like then you'll see like these same comic book creatives are always bigging up some shit from Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
They'll always be bigging up CW,
Yep.
right? So like, of course, like makes sense. So like now, and like I think a lot of the fans are in my position now, and I think like you obviously you're the same, you know, like anything that comes from like the media or whatever, we like we don't like just take it for granted. We know like there's something up.
Yeah.
Like this whole like the rap thing, that was
Absolutely.
like that was the most open book shit I've seen since like 2017. That was straight
Look,
up like 100%. Like you know, they someone and I this is my theory, and like let me know what you think. Um, the whole voting thing for like the Oscars, right? When
mhm,
these when the winners were announced and they were shown, well, Toby Emmerich was there and he's watching it,
absolutely.
and B, I really think someone from like, or at least someone from Discovery. I'm not necessarily Zaslav or whatever, but someone from Discovery saw that and is like, shit, like this fandom is like could be worth in like investing in. And so like this supposedly stupid fan vote. Like when they first announced it, I knew how important it was. Like
Yeah.
I knew
We
like,
all did. We
and
all did.
yeah, yeah. That's why we all just collectively been like, we didn't need anything. Like we just like went, we read the rules, followed the rules, like
Facts.
like good soldiers, and we just went in every day, didn't ask questions, and like
Yeah.
if we found something, if we found a new rule, we would just tell everyone about it. We
Tell
tag
everybody.
everyone about it.
Yep.
It's like,
Right.
you're supposed to use this fucking stupid hashtag too, or you're supposed to also like follow
Yep.
fucking Academy
Yep. Because
and all
look.
that shit.
Yep. Because look, if you remember, at first we were trying to get the Snyder Cut for the fan favorite movie, and we
Yeah,
were doing a whole bunch of tweets, and then we figured out like, oh wait, that's not
we
even like
we
we
won
can't
it
even use
even
that one.
we won it in that one day that we thought that like it's I 100% believe that.
The fact.
And I think and then they said it like I think they said we just like it was like in the lead like by like not even like can't
Yeah.
even say close. It's like
Yeah.
it's unfair, and like just that one day, and then when we realized like it wasn't, and then we're just like okay, so like we yeah, we just knew like how important it was. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's giving like you know Zach a recognition that he well deserves. Yeah, it's we're gonna enjoy some haters' tears, which that's my second motivate like top like I had like top like that's number two. Like see and like it worked. Like the tears were fucking delicious. So like it
Oh
was
my
worth
God,
it.
they were so awesome, man.
Yeah,
They were so
yeah.
awesome.
So like but like we knew that it was sent some kind of message.
Oh yeah,
Like the way we were organized, like the way we organized for a fan vote. Imagine how we would how we would organize to support something that they make for us.
yeah,
Like, and they know that now. They know that. So like they like the amount of money they could make from us. It's like we're like we made it clear.
yo,
So like, and now, like, if you think about that, like, it makes sense that they would constantly like try to delegitimize it, or try to, like, you know, and like some magazine or something, they actually called the Academy, and they called IMBD, and they called, like, they went out of their way to try to take the name, the winners' names out of whatever the list they put in the, like, officially. Like, wow,
Man,
like,
you know who
like,
they should have called? They should have called Cyabra and asked them about that damn
exactly. Yeah.
report. You know
See,
what I'm saying?
if like that report did exist 2 years ago,
That shit's
like,
crazy.
they would have, like, right, like, even like halfway through the voting, they would have brought that up and been like, yeah, this is not. But like, they all, like, they really like, and okay, I don't blame them. Like, that they really thought that this Spider-Man thing would win, and like, that's,
Yo,
we all know, like,
they
that's how,
made
like,
the category so that
oh
Spider-Man
yeah,
would win,
obviously,
right?
obviously,
I
yeah,
like, yo, they're like, look, we're sick of you guys complaining about these damn superhero movies not being
yeah,
fucking nominated.
yeah,
All right, fine.
yeah,
We're gonna give you an opportunity, right?
yeah.
But it's going head to head with Zach, though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
no, we wanted to, like, and like, okay, they don't need to. They don't need this.
no,
They don't need to be recognized. Like, we have to admit that too.
yes,
They don't need this. Like, that, you know, Sony and Marvel, they understand business. They know, like, but, like, we had to do this. We needed more than them. So, like, they they just assumed that, like, the fan next to the Spider-Man fan next to them is gonna do the work and do the. But that guy also assumed that the other guy is gonna do it,
yo,
and
they
and then
all
and then
assumed
turn
it.
out,
They all assumed
yeah, and they'll see, and turn out none of them did. So, like,
it.
sorry, but like, next year, I guess, now you know what, like, if
Right?
they're gonna do
See,
it,
and look,
I doubt they're gonna do
right?
it.
That's why, honestly, because I was on one stream a while back, and somebody was asking me, or they're kind of making a comment, right, where they're saying, "Hey, some of you guys," and he even said like, "Oh yeah, well, not you, Skywalker, because I'm sure that you put like actual money up, but some of you guys were just tweeting and you're acting like you actually did something." Look, that is exactly why I don't look down upon anybody in our fandom that just operates in good faith, period, because we need people that can tweet, right? Some people can
Yeah,
tweet a whole bunch, some people can donate money, some people can make videos, some can do podcasts. Like there are a multitude of what. Hey, some can dress up as Batman and go to the up front, right? There are multiple ways in which one can
there's
could,
so
could, and
we
they're all needed.
it was confirmed that Zaslav saw the guy.
Facts.
Like, yeah, it's like, made eye contact and did the thing, like, the white capitalist, like, so, like,
Yeah,
so, like, yeah, yeah.
I call that
So,
the W.
yeah, like, I never thought I would, like, hope that, like, an actual, like, you know greedy capitalist, like, I need that greedy capitalist to take over, like, please, Saslov, please be a quiet,
uh,
greedy,
he said,
just
"I've never
money
been pushing."
hungry capitalist.
He said, "I've never
Yeah.
been pushing for a hostile takeover so bad."
Yeah. And fuck, I've been into one, and it's not nice. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's like, "But I'm hoping, I'm
uh,
hoping, fire
and it's
everybody."
great. Like, you see, like, again, like, because I've been into one of these before, right?
Mhm.
And that, the 100-day thing, 100-day, Fazlov thing, doing his moves, whatever. Like, I see, like, a lot of fans are worried whenever, like, at the beginning, remember how like Zaslav would say something nice about Anne, would say something nice about Kilar, and would say,
Yeah.
and like I actually have fucking
Oh my
Toby
god.
Emmerich featured in the website. So like,
People was all like, "Oh my god, Keelar is gonna stay, and
yeah,
Sarnoff is gonna stay."
yeah. I like what when I was in one of those like hostile takeovers, it wasn't like it's not even like another company coming in. It was just like a new guy coming in.
Yeah.
So like and like he put us all in the boardroom, right? Like the meeting room, and like we all he's like, and I remember him was like, "There's nothing to worry about. All of you, all of you are either gonna remain the same, or guys gonna have like a better like you know better packages or
Yeah.
whatever." 2 weeks,
Love
two
that.
weeks. I was handed like just like not even like a phone call. It's like, yeah, it's time you call this guy up and let him go. We're like, wow, he was in that meeting too.
Man.
So like, yeah, when I see these things, I'm like, yeah. That's why I get so aggravated when one of these fucking bloggers or whatever film journalists they come and they tell us that we don't understand the film industry or we don't understand how filmmaking
Yo,
works.
you
Yeah,
know
no,
what's so funny? I was just about to say that. It's funny how they say that we don't understand business,
no,
right? Like
no,
how we don't know how this works, but in reality, it's the other way around.
no. It is 100% the other way around because they are just bloggers. Like 100% what they know is blogging,
Yeah,
right? Like computer website or YouTube. That's and they enjoy talking about films
yeah,
and or they enjoy talking, but they don't. Obviously, they have no idea how business works.
no,
Like even like which like I thought like I am like look like okay you some average ass black guy in LA, me
yeah,
some average Arab guy in the Middle East, right?
yeah.
Have nothing to do with Hollywood,
You're
have
right.
nothing to do with but we actually know more about Hollywood.
Yeah,
We know more about filmmaking. We know exactly the ins and outs of the Snyder Cut when they were telling us otherwise.
yeah.
And I'm like 2 3 continents away from Hollywood, and
Right.
like and all I like and I just enjoyed a Batman and Superman movie.
Yeah.
That's that's it. Like, but
No,
like we
we're
know
the most
more.
educated fan base, yo, on like
Yeah,
Hollywood and
and
just the
they
way these
hate
things
that.
operate.
They can't
Absolutely.
accept that. They cannot accept that. They can't swallow it. They
Yeah.
can't like especially like I don't want to bring his name, but like just an example, like because I remember he puts himself out there like he's that's his life work,
Oh,
like that's what he does,
okay.
like MJ,
Yeah.
like I actually was like really taking him seriously, right?
Yeah.
Like listening because like when he was in, like when he shows up to sales shows and like whatever, like or post Snyder Cut,
Yeah.
like his perspective, like other people have it, and I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, maybe because you know the money isn't there or whatever. So it's not, I just want to listen to what I want to hear,
Yeah.
like they claim, but no, like you know, but like now, like obviously it turns out you don't know shit.
Yeah.
Like I think any person now, like who comes up and is like, yeah, I I I know the film industry, I know whatever. It's like, no, sorry, I know more.
Yeah, no, it's just flat out right. You know, I've known that kind of like since it goes back to that point. Remember when they were saying like, hey, the Snyder Cut didn't exist. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, that just makes no sense. And
yeah, yeah,
the reason why it didn't make any sense is because after it kind of was, pretty much confirmed that it did in fact exist, those same people said, "Oh no, I meant like a finished cut of the movie." I'm like, "Yo, nobody ever said there was a finished cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League just laying around. We all knew that there needed to be work done on it, right? And that he had additional photography set up that he never did, right? We all knew that. So, just the moving of the goalposts has really been happening this entire time.
yeah. Still does. It still does.
Absolutely.
And like now, like we all predicted this too, that after the study card get released, they'll still claim that it never existed. And yeah, like like we know, like we started, like I'm telling you, we know these haters so well more than they know themselves that we knew, like months before it happened, we knew like we know that's what's gonna happen. Like they would say,
And they did say it. They was like, "Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they did.
Zach had to go shoot a whole bunch more stuff," even though the only new scenes was the ones with the Joker
Like
and stuff like that, right?
it was
And
like 5 minutes.
right, if that, what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So,
yeah, yeah. Like my God, like yeah, but yeah,
yep,
but thank God, thank God.
absolutely, yo. Look, what I want to ask you is because, like, look, with you being on the front lines, like you have,
Mhm.
right? There have been, I'm sure, that out of everybody in the fandom that I can see, you've gotten like some of the most disgusting and vile things that you right thrown your way for quite some time, like I don't
Mhm.
know how in the hell you have kind of been able to still be here doing this after all that time, but I want to salute you just for that in and of itself, right? But I want to kind of speak on like um some of the things that kind of you've heard like in pushback for just wanting Zach's cut out there, right? That you've kind of deemed to be like unnecessary to say the least.
Where do I start?
Man.
Holy shit! Yeah, like fuck, like having a pushback, like as a concept, doesn't make sense. Like, why would you push back to that? Like like it was just so unnecessary. And like, but like as our voices were getting louder, they needed to figure out a way to like really push back harder. So you know, and since like this whole movement is based on an American movie, American pop culture,
Mm,
and so like the 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 pushback would always come from that perspective,
mm,
right? Especially like American culture.
mm,
So like you know, what's the best way to silence us is uh, to make our voices and like our voices like actual dangerous
yeah.
or something like that. So like we always associated with being like right wing, you know, or we were Trump supporters. That was the thing, like to read that because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
also Hollywood.
yeah,
Anything like conservative or like
yeah.
that, like it it immediately gets ostracized or shut down. So this was the best way, you know, to like really silence us, really like get us to be in the fringe. But we kept pushing back. So like the further we push, like they push. against us, we push, further, and further and further and further. So we heard all sorts of stuff, like, and like, you know, being like the whole being terrorist thing, that was like after the Snyder Cut that started popping up.
Yeah.
But before this, like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
like they started literally like just calling people in the fandom terrorists. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
because we held the biggest corporation in the world hostage, apparently. So uh, like, and obviously they there was a point where like they tried to make us look like anti-women,
Yep.
and that was a serious one too. Like, people like Hector Navarro, that fucker, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was in fucking, like, they put him in fucking like an official DC show,
Yeah.
DC Daily. So like, it adds up. It fucking adds up. Like,
Yeah.
so like, yeah, they kept pushing us as we're anti-women and whatever. So like, everything and anything to shut us down and to push us into the edge, like, or in the fringe of like pop culture, and it
Yeah.
didn't work. And like, the that's why WBE executives fucking hate us. They
Yeah.
through everything they managed to do, they thought of everything, and like, to be honest, like, I'm I don't know how it didn't work. I
Yo,
like
yo,
it makes zero sense why, like, if you have like people like influencers saying shit like on your behalf, and like they have followings, they have a huge following, and people listen to them, and like they will say like, oh, Ayn Rand objectivist, and they're like, of course the Ayn Rand objectivist, by
yeah.
objectivist, and like, and they still lost.
He's a fascist. Yo,
Yeah, yeah,
it's everything,
yeah,
yo. It's great.
yeah, everything. So like, of course they would like. That we go back to like what, like, they, of course they would hate us.
The
Of course they
fountainhead.
would like fucking, yeah, fucking found, man, man. It's crazy. Wall Street Journal was fucking like at us.
Yo, that's
Like
true.
the Wall Street Journal, like they
This
had
is
the
all
Wall
true.
Street Journal. They had every single blogger. They had comic book creatives.
Yo, look.
Comic book creatives like that made like all these like DC characters. So they had like, so they have some kind of authority to say when
X.
they, and like, and when they say shit like, uh and they never, you notice that they never seen in the history of film, like, comic book writers speak out against a director. I have
Yeah,
never seen it except this time,
yeah,
and it's for an obvious reason that we mentioned. Like,
yeah.
that guy wanted to take control over the whole like IP, so he
Yo,
employed all these people. Like,
it was absolutely everywhere, man. Like, and for those of you guys that wasn't there back then, yo, um, Hamad and I are absolutely right. No, you could like there was nowhere to go to find
yeah,
positive Zack Snyder news or coverage or banter or
yeah,
anything. Like,
no,
yo, I would be watching IGN and they'd be talking about a video game and then they throw in a jab at release the Snyder Cut. And you'd be like, what
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell? Like, we're not even talking about, you know what I'm saying?
no,
Like,
no.
yo,
Like, why we mentioned, like, why, like, constant, like, it's insane. Like, like, I remember I was like, I was with my a friends gathering, right? We got like all the guys were over or whatever, and like Justice League was
yeah.
like playing on the TV. They were flipping the channels, and it came up, and like, for some reason they decided to leave it,
Oh my,
and I was so, I couldn't even look at it. Like, I was
yeah,
like, looking at it for 3 seconds made me so sick in my stomach, right?
yeah,
So like, it's like realizing, like, like, when you know what's behind that movie, you can't
Yeah.
just like look at it. You can't like. And I was just like, and so like they saw me queasing and like me, and then I bring up the whole Snyder Cut situation, and then one of them, I swear, he went on a DC rant, like anti DC rant,
Hmm.
and I'm like, word by word, I heard you like YouTubers say exactly the same thing, word for
Oh
word,
yeah.
like it's like packaged,
Oh yeah.
packaged and made and like
Prepackaged. Oh yeah.
prepacked. Like I was like, this is like I didn't say anything. I just saw. I'm like,
Yeah, facts.
wow, like the
No, that happened to me
manipulation is
multiple times.
that
Yo, we
high.
all have the
That,
same villain origin story. Yo, I'm
yeah,
telling you,
yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
we
yeah,
all experience the same thing. That has
yeah,
definitely happened several times where I've just been somewhere
yeah.
and somebody will have like some anti Zack Snyder take, and I just be like, "Yo, you sound just like them old damn Collider videos, yo. Like you
Yeah,
sound
yeah,
just like them old Collider videos." And it's just really crazy.
yeah, yeah. And like they would reference one of those videos, like or like they will like one of them tried to like show me, it's like because we were arguing about Batman v Superman, and he's like, like watch this video, it's a good video. I'm like, are you serious? like
Like,
okay,
what do you think? Like, don't tell me what
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else
yeah,
thinks.
yeah,
What do you
yeah,
think?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's so like it's like the level is like, and it's insane how we survived. Like,
Man,
how? Like,
look,
look
look,
at us. It's
look,
like,
look.
how did we
For,
beat them? How did we beat them?
look, a whole lot of these betas and antis and stuff. BBS reaction day one would have broke you guys, right? Like, you guys
Yeah,
have no idea what it felt like. Yo, to
yeah,
walk out of a movie theater having adored what you just saw. And then you, as soon as you go, because look, I was off my phone for like a week. I was off all social media like that whole week. I was like, yo, I don't want no spoilers, no reactions, no nothing.
yeah,
I walked out of that theater after that standing ovation with such jubilation and glee in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I went on my
yeah,
Twitter feed and it was a massacre on there. I was like, yo,
yeah.
like, did we just watch the same movie? Right?
Didn't
So
make sense.
a lot of you guys, right? A lot of you guys is look at the way that they reacted to how we felt about the Batman movie. Y'all couldn't even take
Yeah,
that.
no, no. And the thing is, like it was just like basically like us and like a few other pockets of like people or fandoms, whatever, that went like saying shit, talking shit about the Batman. They have the entire industry behind them,
Facts.
and they're just like melting down and be like, whatever, and like like,
Real quick,
this is, yeah,
real quick, just to speak to your point, because this is something that I noticed. You're absolutely right. They had the entire industry behind them. Because look, there was a point, believe it or not, guys, but a lot of the media and stuff was kind of positive about BBS during the lead up, right? They were
yeah,
loving it,
yeah.
right? Especially like after that, I'm telling you, to this day, I feel like that Comic Con trailer is the best movie trailer
It
that's
is.
ever been released, right? That is my favorite trailer of all time, right? But a lot of people were very happy about that movie coming out until one day where all of them went to that damn Captain America Civil War set visit and they came back and everybody had switched up. They went to
Okay.
go visit that set and everybody switched up immediately. It was no, there was no like gradual increase. It was a
No.
on and off switch.
Off. Yeah. It was this, like the graph, imagine like this, and then it just went boom like that. Like it was like shit. Like
So yes, they had the entire industry to Hamad's
yeah,
point. Absolutely.
yeah. It's behind them, and like the bloggers are behind them, and like you know, and like a lot of these the Batman fans are kids who just managed to be allowed to go into Twitter.
Mm.
So it like look at their perspective, right? They walk into Twitter and they just see like Snyder fans like punching back, like and like talking shit about the. So they're like, why?
No
Like,
billion.
and they're
No
fans and they're fans of the Batman, and they see like this, so they're like, oh, like you guys are toxic, whatever. Like they didn't see, like they didn't go, like if they go back, like some of them are like, okay, fine, like I like one or two I saw, they're like, yeah, they've been through shit, like it makes sense. But the rest of them, they'll see it. They'll see how like the Batman has from the moment Ben Affleck left the
Yes.
role, how that was used against the fans and like
Oh my God.
against Snyder every single day until it got released and still does.
Yeah.
Like like immediately, like as you know, like they were saying like clockwork, like, oh, Matt Reeves is gonna teach Snyder how Batman is.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that.
Immediately, and like we all knew that that was gonna come up. We knew it, like they were gonna say that shit. So like constantly, so like they like they would not survive
No.
half a day,
No.
with what we
No.
went through.
Especially not
Like,
back then, yo. That was crazy. Like,
yeah, yeah,
and it was
fucking
also
porn stars, fucking porn stars were like talking shit. Like, there's no way they would, like,
yo. He's
how would it,
absolutely
like,
right.
we
He's
are
absolutely right.
we like are the like this fandom has not no fandom has anything on us. Like, I'm sorry, like we
Hey,
beat porn stars, comic book creators, bloggers, news sites, like
a
fucking like
multi-billion-dollar company,
dollar corp. Yeah,
corporation, excuse me.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
and that is why I think that we get so much of the hate that we get is because we get the results, man. Um, a lot of the Star Wars fandom have been trying to get Kathleen Kennedy fired for how long, and she keeps getting read up. You know what I'm saying? She's not going
like
nowhere,
she's diabolical.
right?
She knows what like Emmerich and like Jeff Johns and Ansonoff, they wish they were Kathleen Kennedy. They Kathleen Kennedy knew what to do. She knew how to employ like the pieces of American like culture and pop culture like on her side. She knew what to do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And so, our fandom, like we said earlier, this thing is a well-oiled machine, yo. Like I can't even really like tweet that much anymore, but like whenever we have something coming up, I know we're gonna do numbers. I know it's gonna go crazy,
yeah,
right? Every
yeah,
single time, right? And it's just, to be in this position compared to where we were is really kind of
yeah,
like a night and day thing, man. Um,
yeah.
the Snyder
I,
Cut coming out really legitimized us to a lot of people. I have
yeah,
a friend who has kind of been like an MCU guy for like most of this last decade, and really like after he saw the Snyder Cut, he was like, "Yo, this is what DC should be. Like, this is what they should be. Like,
yeah,
this is what they need, right?" And we all knew that, right? It was just about getting that cut out there so that everybody else could know that.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, Now, what I want to ask you, right, is because you're not in the states, right? But I
Yeah,
want to kind of get your thoughts on what you think, like the impact of Zach's movies are globally, right? Because
mm,
we don't get to see that out here, right? A a
mhm,
lot of the people out here, we kind of have like this narrow vision of like what the world really is and how big the world is, right? And so
mm,
um we might feel like, oh, well, Hollywood says that this is dead and that nobody likes it. But, the world is much bigger than Hollywood. Right? So, the Snyder Cut came out, and we got no U.S. numbers, weirdly enough, but everywhere else, this thing seems to just be setting records. So, if you could kind of speak to some of that impact that you've seen, like just outside of the States.
Like, when the movement first started, right?
Mm-hmm.
My the people, like, it was a small group of people that I knew, and they're all from the States and China or England, right? And like few years later, like I discovered like there's like a whole bunch of people here where like there's a lot of Snyder fans from like in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, Egypt. I was like,
absolutely.
I started connecting with them, and I'm like, I kept telling them, I'm like, I wish I found you guys before.
Yeah.
Like we would have like really, did some numbers too. Like
could have done
like,
some more things, right?
yeah. And like it's like the international influence is still growing, and it's still like it's getting stronger and stronger, because like from where we started, it was just like small group of Americans and like like one or two like from pockets of the world. But like now, when started connecting with other people, and you realize shit, like this guy's from here, this girl's from here, like you realize like shit, like and like the numbers, official announced numbers are proving us correct.
Yeah.
Like every single platform outside the US has officially announced that
everywhere
every
else
single
this movie
yeah.
It's done
So
like record streaming, like record numbers.
Yeah, like so like when this person like this piece of shit like Casey Walsh like starts talking shit like saying exactly, like fucking beta ass motherfucker, like when he says like when he's like, yeah, just like it's least viewed, like based on what, or like the third party analytics that's only like, and it seems like it's like in the US it's no one watches it, right?
Yeah.
But like officially HBO Max Scandinavia, HBO Max Portugal, they HBO Max, not like Crave in Canada, or like HBO Go in Malaysia and Singapore. No, HBO Max, fucking Scandinavia and Spain and like Europe. They put the list of the most viewed things in their platform for 2021. All of them, in terms of film, the Snyder Cut was number one.
Yeah.
Like, but like, okay, they have like these TV shows that's like locally, like it's popular, that you can't beat that because like the whole country is watching it or something. But like in film, Snyder Cut is always one.
Number one.
2021, not like in the 1 week of that of March or whatever. No, it was 2021 was the number one. Other films got released, because that's what the fucking beta was trying to argue with me, saying that like it's because it's exclusive, so like you're forced to. No, there are other exclusives that came out in these platforms. Other films come out in these platforms, and like apparently bigger films came out, huge films came out, and the Snyder Cut dominated.
Yeah.
So like
last time I checked, that even just that Chinese streaming service, it was viewed like over 750 million times last time that I checked, right? And so anybody that's trying to deny the impact of this movie globally, you're either a fool or you're willfully ignorant. You know,
yeah, 100%.
Oh, go ahead.
And I was gonna say like, if hopefully when I'll say if to not jinx it, if JL2 gets announced and released, like the whole this fandom is gonna be the core marketing push for that. Like, they don't need to do fucking shit. Like
Warner Brothers didn't do anything to fucking promote the Snyder Cut. Facts.
yeah, and it's one like the number one in all the like it didn't need like, but with like JL2 like
Oh yeah.
like because like I also realized like I influenced so many people around me to be
Yes.
interested and watch the Snyder Cut
Yes.
because of how passionate I am.
Yes.
That week, the day of its release, like I took a week off from work because like I was like I made it into like an event, like I bought a new TV, I bought like surround sound and like one of my friends
I
one of
brought,
my friends
I did all the same shit.
yeah no I'm like no this needs to be fresh, this
Oh
shit
my
needs to be
god.
fresh
I'm sure, yo, we
like
all got
yeah
the same story. I'm telling you
yeah
guys,
yeah
I got a new TV and speakers too. I am so
yeah yeah
serious. Yeah.
yeah like like look we don't just economically benefit one area of this, like just the film, or like we bring in like we benefit everything around it,
Yeah.
like the TVs, like the speakers, the
Yeah.
like the just like everything,
Yeah, man.
T-shirts, like like we raise economies.
Yo, how much did we benefit just like ink to the people? Like, just think about
you
that,
know,
right? Like all these websites and stuff
I
that has
I
been rocking with us. We, hey, I just ordered like 4 more shirts through there the other
you know
day.
like I swear to you, like because like I realized that like months later, right? Or like a year later or whatever. Like the amount, like because I just wanted to like make a point with these T-shirts, right? And like benefit the charity. I have that one. Actually, yeah, I have that one too. And like um, now, and it's ridiculous. Like my wardrobe, like T-shirts, consists of this, the gods one, I forgot what it's called.
the
All the gods.
the Aquarius one, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's
This
that's the only one that I'm like really missing. I'm super upset about that too, man. Like
no, that's the first one. That's the first one.
they're all gone
Like
too. Like those are and it's like it's just
it's not
really,
selling.
huh?
It's not selling anymore, or is
No,
that
I
like
haven't been able to find like a real one. Like, yeah, all the ones that I've seen, they haven't been like the real ones with the front and back. It's just like one
yeah
or the other, and I'm like, nah, man, I
yeah
need that real John.
yeah.
But it's all good, man.
Yeah. So like that's my wardrobe is this Equiatus, the Zack Snyder's Justice League, Zack Snyder's like
Mhm.
JL,
Yeah,
and we live in a society.
yeah,
That was the one that Jared Leto did. Like he released that like temporarily, and I just thought that's all my wardrobe. And I didn't like. It took me a while to be like realize like I might have a problem because like I would go up like there's like the same like set like three sets like there's three shirts that I wear, but like
yeah,
I have like 8 of those,
yeah,
or 10
right.
of those,
Yeah, exactly.
uh, and like I I was like, and the other shirts that I have of like other things that I thought I used to have like interest in, like it's like it's all like behind the
Look,
closet, like I never reach, and like so like
hey, look,
I
hold on.
swear to you, this is like I didn't wear this for the stream,
He said, I just had this shit.
I just had this on, like I really just had this on.
Yeah.
I traveled today. Like I traveled from like Qatar to Turkey. I'm in Turkey right now,
Uh-huh.
and like this is what I was. That's what I was wearing to the like airport and traveling, and like you so
Fucking
like
dope, man.
yeah.
Yo, look, I gotta ask you this, man. because I have been wanting to ask you this question for quite some time, yo. Like, look, one thing that I got a lot of respect for from like certain people in this fandom, right, is that they've given like not only just like time and effort and things like that, but also like I know you the amount of money that you probably put into this fandom, yo, right? Like
Yeah.
it has to be somewhere crazy, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, do we have like a guess of like a roundabout number of like exactly how much you put into this fandom, yo? Like, are we like into the thousands, the tens of thousands? Like, like where are we
And
at?
and you know what? Like, I there's like other people
Mm-hmm.
who actually put similar to what I put,
Uh-huh.
and actually more, but they're not recognized. They
Okay.
I'm recognized because like I like I've been used, like my money has been used against me.
Yeah.
So like now that's where like it get like where am I, but like like and I would say shit, easily 10, 20 grand.
See, oh my,
Easily.
see, and that's what, see, but look, that speaks to, you know what I'm saying, just like that level of commitment, yo, like,
It is. It's just pure because like the very first plane, ever made, like
yeah,
plane banner, was a guy. I think his name was Sam,
hmm
and like no, like I think Zach posted about it.
yeah,
Yeah, I like it was barely getting there, and I just like fuck it, and I just put in, and like it worked, like,
yeah,
and like San Diego Comic Con. I think that was the best part, that was the because um, it was like I put I remember I was like fuck it up, I put in $1,000, right,
hmm
and then like
like, fuck it.
uh Jeff, yeah, Jeff Purdy, like he put in 1,000, so I was like, Nani, what's going on? And then like and then another guy, like he's his name is Alessandro.
hmm
We didn't know each other. Like, he put 1,000. So like now it's like
So I knew each
I'm
other
becoming,
then.
yeah, like that. Now it started to be a competition.
Yeah,
So like
oh,
I put another
oh,
1,000. Yeah,
100%.
and then like yeah, then Jeff put another, and like we started like just doubling, like and like the whole fandom was like watching this. They're watching the GoFundMe going boom 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 boom, like this, like because like like you see, like at the beginning it was like you need to, like we needed 24K
Yeah,
something, like to put it in a bus stop, to put it in like a billboard, to have a
yeah,
plane, and to put it featured in a magazine,
yeah.
like
See,
full fucking blitz.
I can only give a couple hundred back then. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
can
no,
give
like,
a couple hundred
and,
back. I
like
was like,
because like any donation, like we saw like anyone who put in like $5, it immediately encouraged someone to put
oh
another
yeah,
5 or 10. So like these small like donations actually really 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 helped, because like it just encouraged other these people to be like, like $1, $5, like whatever they can, like even like people who couldn't, they were like pushing like and pushing the go,
yeah.
like, so like it was beautiful, it was beautiful, and like and then like I saw like the New York one, like the New York billboard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know like how it started, like, but I think I just put all of it, like I was like, bro, if I'm not mistaken, like I
I ain't
think
playing
because
no
like
games, yo. Fuck it.
yeah, because I remember like I told Will this too, like right after San Diego, I'm like, let me know what the guy's gonna do with the New York. Like, how much is it? Whatever. I got this. Perfect. I saw. I was just like, I need this fucking movie.
Yes, yo, yes, man,
I
yo, I love that kind of energy, man. That's what I'm saying,
yeah.
and like, that's not that has like nowhere near like the only reason or even the biggest reasons, but it's like just one of the many reasons, yo, why like, people like me got so much respect for you because that shows that real commitment, yo. And that's something that a lot of these other fandoms lack, right? They may have certain people that, can kind of do things, but a lot of times they have trouble getting that same camaraderie and like fire and passion behind getting what they want done as like we have, right? So
Yeah.
I think that that's really what has made it different, and people like you are absolutely one of the biggest reasons for that.
I wanna mention also like, well, like a lot of people like, we need to also look at the ones that are always are called toxic, right?
Absolutely.
The ones like the ones that like go like hard on like whoever is talking shit. Like, not no one understands how important these people are.
No,
Like,
they don't. I get it. I get
like
it.
because like before, and I like you've seen it, like how the BVS wars were like, people were so just comfortable with saying whatever awful and nasty shit they want to say about Zach, right? And like they would get like, yeah, and like the high fives, whatever.
They get praised for it. Yeah,
These
they get high
they get
fives
praised
and
for it.
slaps on the butt. You know what I'm
The, exactly, like these these group of like so called what they call toxics, like they constantly made it uncomfortable for these people to keep
Yeah,
saying that shit.
yeah,
And this is so important.
yeah,
Like, it's like this is as or if not more important than flying a banner or like getting like a billboard in New York or whatever. Like this, making these people uncomfortable and like thinking twice about talking shit, or not giving them the incentives they thought they had when, if they wanted like just be nasty.
yeah,
Like that's, you see it, like you see the results now. Yeah, people still talk shit, but it's always like they'll talk shit and they'll be like, "Oh no, no, they found me, they're after me." So like, no, like that's a win. That's good.
The
Like
Snyder
you could
Cut found
call it
me,
toxic,
right?
yeah. Like you could call it the toxic, whatever. But no, like this is actually important. Like there's people like like, Stemos, like Alves, like Alves. He's no longer like, I don't see, we don't see him anymore. But he was like always like just in there, like making it like annoying
Yeah,
for them to be like, yeah, like and Stay is like still doing, like he's constantly doing that, just making it annoying and like, you know uh, for them to just like, and that's really really good. Like some MCU comic guy, he made a panel like talking shit about the Snyder Cut, and like Stay would just went at him, and he started like crying, and then like started blocking, and like, so like
like
that's
they
that's
always
good.
do.
Yeah, like let them feel the consequences of talking shit. It's
Yeah,
good. Like, no, no,
they
like
cry and then block. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
like
they do.
it's fine. Like that's good. That's a win. Like, like this shit. Like, oh, we have to like, you know, be open minded and
Yeah,
like be positive, whatever. Like, no, I've
look,
seen where positive goes, how they take the
absolutely.
positivity.
And
It,
and
it,
yo,
it,
look, I'm on that same time as you are, Hamad. I'm on that exact
mm,
same time. We
mm,
cannot worry about these people calling us toxic. They're gonna call you toxic regardless.
regardless.
regardless. So you might
regardless.
as well do what you got to do, because either way, they're gonna label you as toxic. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, hey, as a black man, I am used to being judged by the actions of others that look like me. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
So it's kind of like that same thing, right? Whereas if you find one toxic Snyder member, they're gonna fucking try to label us all like that anyway. So you might as well just do what you got to do.
yeah. There's, I haven't seen like actual positivity work in a large scale
No.
with in terms of like what we like what we are in like as a fandom and whatever. Not like it never worked. You'll have one instant one account to like that like sometimes they were like shit like it worked like but like but constantly worrying about it and then constantly and to the point where you're actually going against your fellow fans like it's like you could be like yeah these Snyder cults yeah they're crazy unlike me yeah I like Snyder but like not them like not like them nah they see you like us
You facts.
you same as us
Hey, so
like
you might
no
as well
matter what you do. Yeah. The only way they will see you differently if you actually talk shit about Snyder.
facts. That's the only way.
Yeah. And you see it now. You see that they're realizing that now. So they're like they'll say shit like, yeah, I like some Snyder movies, you know, or like I see the negatives of the of BVS. I see like you know I don't think he's perfect. I don't think his movies are perfect. So like they like they're so lost into trying to win the Snyder antis with them that they
It's
just
not gonna
becoming
happen.
one.
Look,
Yeah,
he
I've
said
seen
that
this
they're
shit.
becoming one.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you're slowly becoming an anti. Yo,
yeah.
I've
You
seen
see,
so
I
many
saw this shit.
people.
I saw this shit with
Okay,
Stephen Colbert with that 40 Club. That group. They
facts,
that they're yeah. From
facts,
way
a
back
bunch
from
of them, yo.
2018. Yeah,
Look, like, um, I would say to anybody that is thinking about being positive with the other side of you know this whole thing, right? Look at what happened as soon as we let our boots off of the neck of Warner Brothers, right?
yeah,
Soon as we let our boot up, right? Cul-de-sac, air cut not coming
yeah,
out. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, the weekend of the release, they're like, look, thank you, but
yeah,
no thank you, right? And we all, and we had to turn around and get right back to it. So,
yeah.
anybody thinking about being
There was
positive, you might want to think twice.
yeah. That time where like Warner Brothers can post a tweet and all you see like it's like the replies is one like middle-aged woman from Idaho saying yay and then like some other random guy asking for like yo like where's the RoboCop sequel or some shit like like just like three responses and they took it for like they took it for granted
Facts.
they yeah so like no like I mean like the fact that we asked when we initially started asking for the Snyder cut that was deemed toxic that
Yeah.
deemed like wrong so like me just saying that I want the original version we were like uh, that's blasphemy that's heresy like that's just wrong and a lot of Snyder, I'm not gonna call them Snyder, but like people who are apparently the like fans now. Back then, they were saying shit like like cool it with the demand, like asking for it because it's we're trying to win these people over.
Yep. All these people that were
Yeah,
listening to John Campia and all them, man, like,
yeah,
you know, Wait, what did John Campia say? He said, Zach needs to stop with the bullshit Justice League troll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach needs to stop with the bullshit. Yeah.
The bullshit
Get off
Justice
the
League
social
troll.
media. Fucker.
Yo,
Motherfucker.
I mean, look, man, but that goes to what we were saying earlier, man. Like, these things don't happen by accident. All these vloggers and all these people, all these
No, no,
trades
no.
and everything, they were saying that on purpose. This was a
Yeah,
coordinated effort,
it
you
was.
know?
It was. It was. Like that one that big clue of how this is coordinated and whatever is that the Justice League set visit that is the biggest like this is where like if we want to like investigate see the roots of it how like the web of this it starts from there the Justice League set visit
Yeah.
every single person that went there just look at like look at what they're saying how, like what they're doing now fucking Sean O'Connell like it's all like it's where like I don't want to say it's where it started it's like I the answers is all there
Yeah. I mean,
who got invited why they got invited who invited them like that's that should give us like okay we now like you know
man, we
and
need
who, and
like
who told and who told Zack Snyder to be like
we need a
to
documentary.
accommodate them
That
yeah
is something that Mikey Sutton kind of touched on, but didn't really go into too much detail. And there may be some kind of documentary. Yo, that needs to happen because
yeah
this whole thing has been
on,
like one of the
on
craziest
the
stories in
business side
Hollywood history.
on the
Oh,
business side yeah not the fans not the
no, no,
fans
no,
but on the business
absolutely,
side yeah
yeah,
yeah
because this has been one of the craziest like whole journeys in Hollywood history, right? For any
yeah
film, what happened with this whole Justice League movie has been, you know, something that's been discussed for the better part of the last decade. So I don't think that talk is really going to go anywhere until we get what we want.
it's not no
All
it's
right,
not
now that we're in this space, right? Like post release of the
yeah
Snyder Cut, right? And you're seeing how we have so many more like new casual audience members that have seen that movie and have become fans now. Um, how do you feel about the way that Restore the Snyder Verse is going versus the journey of release the Snyder Cut?
like the like we mentioned that earlier how like now it feels like we're self-sustaining there's a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
you know uh like these pocket like move within the whole the fandom and movement there's pocket movements that do their own thing and like which is like it's a great thing like but like I wish there was a way where we also could hone it like into one like more like organized and more like because like back then like yeah like you know like it was like one like specific campaign happening at once and like it was like but like it was more organized and I think that's what really helped it like it was like when RT Snyder Cut became a thing that's where it really like became like we were more honed and we were more focused like I don't know like if we need this now like that kind of like organization and structure and focus but I feel like we might even benefit more from it but like uh we've already like proven so many times of how worthwhile and how big we are so like back then we had to prove it
Yeah.
We had to. Like, there's nothing like we were like a couple of people, so we had to do so many things to prove that. And now we like the claims are good. Like I will support all these things to make our voices stronger and louder and to piss off the haters. That's like that's my rule. Be loud, make our point, and piss off the
Yeah,
haters.
yo, look, the way that they talk about you, it's almost like they think you're just some guy with no life that needs to go touch the grass. You know what I'm saying? You're just always
Yeah, I love
angry.
this. I love it. I love it when like I I go and I like read a comment and like get a job. I'm like I'm sitting in my office, really sitting at my job,
Yo,
or like
some
like
kid told me to some kid told me to
get
go
some
touch
bitches.
grass. I'm
Like,
like, kid, I like live on the beach. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
Like,
It's
yo,
because like we're dealing with these like it's kids, it's teens. Like they're it's crazy how like how different mentally we are. Like
yeah,
their understanding of social media. That's like imagine like because like we grew up with we've seen the world without social media. We've
yeah,
seen like the world with like we've seen it in all stages. Like
yeah.
you know
Matter
we
of
got
fact,
into the
social media is the only place that I've really gotten this backlash from PBS
yeah
and Zack Snyder.
yeah
Most people love his work. It's like,
yeah
most
like
people in real
like
life love his work.
the actual yeah like when I argue with people like in real life and they realize that like oh shit like
Yo,
yeah people like this movie.
look,
I see
look.
the reaction when they see me like I'm foaming in the mouth. I'm like the Martha scene is amazing. So like so and then they're like oh shit like there is a like they realize like yeah people really like and it's like okay that's just preference then that's like yeah
Yeah.
that's cool
Yo,
like
I had one chick tell me like, yo, I don't like the DC movies. And I was like, okay, like why do you say that? Did you like Man of Steel? She's like, oh yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Like that was pretty good. I was like, so did you like Batman versus Superman? She's like, yeah, that was pretty good too. Like, I had a couple problems with it, but I thought it was, pretty good. I'm like, do you like Suicide Squad? Yeah, I like Suicide Squad. Do you like Wonder Woman?
yeah
Oh, I love Wonder Woman. My daughter loves
yeah
Wonder Woman. I'm like, you like the DC? What are you talking about?
yeah
Right? And this is like,
maybe she's talking about the that other half of DC when
oh
Hamada like kicked in.
no. This is like well before any of that.
Oh
This is like
shit!
right after Aquaman came out. I was like,
I
yo, like you're saying that you don't like
was
the DC movies, but you like them all on an individual basis.
like it's insane like how like I bring again the influencers how much they influence people into like thinking that like we must hate DC
Yeah,
like I like it, the influence the manipulation was so strong that me I would like I remember like yeah I will never forget this like it was like 2019 January right and like I was attending like a little like workshop
mm-hmm.
on how to pitch movies and like TV series whatever right so uh like each person was like wanted to like they asked like what who influenced you and like what's your favorite thing and like in terms of films and like artists directors and like I remember when it came my turn I was like I I I I swallowed before saying like Zack Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and my favorite like I was like, and in my head I'm like I actually felt like I'm like should I say it? I
Yeah,
questioned it. Should I like I'm like because like I'm like I was like fuck it like
yeah.
that's the truth
Got a
right
rep.
because yeah like I, I am working with my brother and my cousin on an animation series,
Mhm.
right? And like me and my brother, like we have the similar taste. So uh, uh, like we Zack Snyder really influenced on how we want to tell the story.
Yeah,
So and like him and Hideo Kojima. So like these two are like we are major influences in whatever we so like and
absolutely.
even like we got like a musician to write the music for like our show. I'm like sit down and I go into my computer and I put Batman v Superman soundtrack and I'm like play. I made him like listen to the Beautiful Lie. I'm like, this is what the told we were looking for. And he's like, I got you. And he composed the most beautiful thing. It was like, holy shit. It was like, it's not a beautiful lie. Definitely it's not, but like he got like that feeling that like he knew like so like so
Yeah,
much if so like but like that like people like me we we were so like worried about voicing like
yeah,
saying that we like Zack Snyder
yeah,
because like Warner Brothers, like they did their thing. They did their business. They
yeah,
managed to fucking do that.
yeah. My
And we
brother,
still won. And
yeah,
we
yeah,
still won.
he was fast, yo. Yo, like, my brother worked at a movie theater, and they had their names on their name tags and their favorite movie, and his said Batman versus Superman Ultimate Edition, right? And he would tell me like how much shit that he would get at work for pretty much like just all day long. People would see that and just be throwing the same old regurgitated talking points out. And yeah, it's just crazy because even through all that, yo, like we really still won. It's been quite
It's
a ride.
insane.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
We circle back to this because like I love it how like we go back and we think about like we talk about like some like shit that we went through and then like we're like shit we actually overcame that too like like
yeah.
oh shit like we overcame that oh my god we overcame that
Yo, like,
like it's
hey,
insane.
what about when Warner Brothers leaked the movie out with Tom and Jerry? You know what I'm saying? And like tried to
Yeah,
fucking, tried to, there's been so many things tossed our way, yo.
yeah. I
Like,
remember one guy like who was I forgot who it was like someone who like either works for it and is like this cannot be a mistake like
oh,
it's not
absolutely.
like it's not something like that could be like oh oops like a lot has to go through to for like a movie to be placed in this whatever and streaming so like uh, yeah it was like man but like I was off social media like when I saw that I'm just like I'm out. I knew that that's when like the spoilers were coming and I'm like
Yeah,
I'm out. Yeah
I
yeah yeah
can't.
yeah yeah, yeah.
I came front. I actually went to go check Tom and Jerry to see if it was still up there.
And it was right. Like, did you actually see it?
No,
Like that.
well, by the time that I had got home, it was already like off of there. So, yeah. But I did check though. I was like, yo, I gotta check. Yo, man, nah, they leaked scenes from that thing, man. Like, and I remember seeing like some leaked videos, and I was with my damn brother, and I was like, bro, I can't watch him. And he was like, bro, we have to watch him. Like, we have to watch something from this movie. And we came
Uh,
to an agreement. I was like, all right, we're gonna watch 1 second. You know what I'm saying? And it was literally from the history lesson when Darkseid was like walking up on Bill Lanner, about to cut his hand off.
yeah,
And I saw him
yeah.
walking, and we literally watched 1 second, and I freaked out, and I couldn't go like longer. I was like, "Oh my god, yo, this shit is crazy." You know what I'm saying? But just no, like that feeling of it actually being real, and like us being able to see it, it was like I was like, "Yo, I just can't." I just couldn't pass it up. I was like, I gotta watch 1 second of this thing.
Mm. No, no, I made sure like my full watch, just nothing like from. I made sure that that happened.
Man,
Yeah.
I was so
I mean,
mad
I
at my
bought a new
friend
TV
too.
for it.
Huh?
I mean, I bought a new TV for it, so like
Oh,
it had to
oh
be
yeah.
like.
Yeah, man. Yo, I was so mad because I had a watch party, right? You know, 'cause look, everybody that has been around me this whole time that has known me in any kind of capacity or like worked with me, they've heard about the damn Snyder Cut. Like I've taught, you know,
Yeah.
I myself was probably responsible for low key about 40 HBO Max subs. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause anybody that knew me, like I was like, yo, if you care anything about me, you will
Yeah.
watch this damn movie when it comes out on opening weekend. I was reimbursing people for their first month on HBO Max. I was like, yo, just get it, and I will pay for your first month. Like facts, right? Like, because I was like, yo, this thing has to be a damn success, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, like I had like this big watch party, and I had known, you know, that Zach told us like, hey, pause it in between parts 4 and 5, right? So
Yeah.
I already knew where I was gonna pause the damn movie at, and I told everybody, I was like, yo,
Same.
I, I was like, yo, look, there's gonna be an intermission, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't trip. I got it. And then because I only wanted, you know, to have that one pause. And my friend was all like, oh, pause it, like a little bit in. And then I was like, all right, I'll just pause it now. Then like he wanted to do the second pause too. And I was like, oh my God, bro. But it's just funny like that even something like that like had me so upset because I was like, I
Yeah.
just wanted my first watch, you know, it to be
Yeah.
that pure, you know what I'm saying?
Like like I had an old another account before this at Cut Hamid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was my Twitter account from like 2009,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like all my followers, like up to 2017, are just like random, like
Yeah.
it's mostly like from like Qatar and like just that like because like it was like my thing was like either politics or sports,
Mm-hmm.
like football or soccer, like so like that's the kind of people that followed me. And then like suddenly like 2017 came and I just was going nuts about the Snyder Cut. So like because like Hamid is like a very common name, so like people in like my followers, like whatever on Twitter, the way they would differentiate between like other Hamids, they're like, okay, this is Foodie Hamid or like whatever, and they would just call me Snyder Cut Hamid.
Yeah.
That's where like so like just so they would know like how to like so like yeah.
Differentiate, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And like the watch parties I did for that movie, like I I organized it like like people who are actually really interested are day one. The
Yeah.
ones who like were like they want to get on my nerves and like hate on the movie just to piss me off. That's a week after. So like I manage like the people, and I know like that's my my friends. They know like how much I like how much passion I put into this. So like
Yeah.
some of them were like I really want to see it because like they my it's contagious.
Yeah.
It's the whole
Yeah.
thing with me. Yeah, yeah. And some are just like like the ones that are like known me since kindergarten. So like they want to like just fuck with me and like
Yeah.
so like I'm like but they still want to watch it. So like I put that
Yeah.
on a separate day.
Yo,
So
I
but
had
like
people
my
sending
thing.
me screenshots, yo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of them
Yeah.
like watching the movie, like, yo, see, I'm watching it over the weekend.
Yeah,
Like I told you, I was like, yo, this is dope.
yeah,
Like,
that like that thing where I asked the question in the IGN Fest to Zack Snyder,
yeah, super
like
dope.
yeah, that clip went like to everyone here, like my friends and like like check this idiot, like
How
like
dope was that, yo? How dope was that, yo? You know what I'm saying?
that
Like,
was insane. That was like this is how it happened, right? uh, like uh, like just Ronaldo was and like Lupe and like they were really pushing everyone to be like just go into the IGN account and just ask about like what do you want to ask to this account, like let them see how much the fans are like, and that's the so I went and I'm like I started asking where and uh, and then like Fiona comes to my like to my DM and like actually no, first Ronaldo came to my DM. He's like your video is gonna
Him
be
dropping
featured.
all these legends, yo. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Still in the came to
yeah.
my
He's like, which was
DM,
yeah,
like, yo,
yeah.
what?
He's like, you're like we're gonna like want to get you to like to ask like that. So I'm like, okay, shit, like and like and then Fiona came to me and she's like, yeah, like because they asked Fiona like uh you choose someone, like who do you think we should choose, whatever, and they're like, yeah, let's put for like there's a reason, like it's not because like what about like I and like uh when they I had to like make a video of the question and like because like and it was like you know like compared to other questions like like actual like Snyder Cut, Justice League 2, whatever, like, that's like actual, but like mine is about like what's it like seeing Ben Affleck with a cowl, like
Yeah,
so it's like it's not, like it doesn't move the needle to the
yeah, right,
but
exactly.
like whatever, yeah. But like if you go back, like look how the I was introduced, you know, like oh like as like like Zama like from IGN, that lady from IGN's like oh like he contributed this much, that like he contributed a lot in terms of AFSP and like whatever, right, all
That's
that.
when they said that you bought your way into the fandom, right?
Yeah,
Like, you
before
remember
that,
that shit? Okay.
before that, like the thing that was a message to like I saw it like that was a message to them,
Oh yeah.
like because like like them saying that like I used my money to get into the fandom, like you know
Man, what's it
so
even
like
like? What money was there in being a Snyder Cut supporter back then, right? Like there wasn't any.
who would want to be a Snyder Cut supporter? Like it's a fucking shitty life to be a Snyder Cut supporter. Why would anyone pay for that? Like no,
Buy their way into that, right?
yeah.
Into all that.
If I was gonna buy my way into a fandom, it would be like some shit like Spider Man or whatever, like where
Facts.
I'm chill and like everything, like give me all the Spider Man together, and like I've got my like animation Spider Man, which is amazing, and like I just and like I could say whatever I want, and like
Not some
I
shit
get
that
no
people,
consequences.
not
Yeah,
some shit that people are arguing about whether or not it even exists. You know?
yeah, like fucking a. Like, why would I want to be there and pay for it too? Like, come
Oh,
on.
oh man, that's so
Yeah,
crazy, yo.
yeah.
It's just
So
so
like,
crazy
like,
some of the things that have been said. Yeah.
yeah. So like, this whole thing was like, it felt like to me at least, that it was
Mhm.
like, like in your face.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now
That was a
that,
little jab, you know what I'm saying? It was
yeah,
a little light jab, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
nah, man, that's because they don't got no people in a fandom, right? That be making moves like we do, yo. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't
yeah,
no big, huge MCU fans that are like out there It's just not. It's just not the
no.
same thing. And like we said earlier, they have no reason to. They get whatever they want most of the time anyway.
Yeah,
So it's like, I
like
mean,
look at how we operate, like generally, right? Like for example, as Zack Snyder Justice League merch drops, right?
mhm.
We take that and we spread it around. Like we like send the link and like look at it, like there's shit that like doesn't make sense to like for me to see
Yeah.
in terms of Zack Snyder merch. But I get to see because like excuse me, like the fandom, they see something and they're like, let's support it
Yeah.
regardless. Like there's this thing in Malaysia where they sell like pieces of gold,
Mhm.
like a piece of gold, and like and it's in it like on a card, and that card has like Batfleck, or you choose like between Batfleck or Aquaman or like Wonder Woman, and it's but what you're doing is just buying this like I don't know how much gram of gold, and like that's just like a little like the little Zack Snyder Justice League thing is just like a wrap or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's such a useless thing, but like we would buy that shit.
Yeah, because
Just
it's
for that.
fucking
So
Zack
like
Snyder's Justice League, yo, whatever it
yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
like it's getting bought. You know
Anything,
what I'm saying?
anything, and everything is getting bought. Like uh, and all this is getting sold out. Like when it drops, it gets sold out. Like because we're just inherently just organized like that. We
Yeah.
been in this like mindset for years, so we that's the only way we know how to operate.
Yep.
Anything like that, like the mother box sets. Have you seen like the mother boxes ones sold out like that?
That-
And these things are expensive. Like
Yep. Those damn
and
food boxes, you know what I'm saying? Yo, it was.
I, there was this thing where like they had like these photos an auction like Zach took pictures of like Ben Affleck when it's like those photos on the set
Oh yeah.
of his like additional photography
Hmm.
of Ben Affleck and Jared Leto and
Yeah.
like I tried I like you see how much money like I'm willing to drop like
Yeah.
right
Oh yeah.
and like I I couldn't even
He's
manage
like,
to
he's like,
outbid
I
anyone.
tried. He said, I tried.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't like I put in like 1,000 for the Ben Affleck one, and then like towards the end, it hit like $3,500. Right, people were willing to pay that much for a photo of Ben Affleck in the Justice League set. So like, and that's because we like that thing was going around because we as the fandom we saw it, marketed it like we are part of that charity buzz site whatever like we
Yep.
work for them and we just like here like let's get like let's make sure that this thing is sold out.
Yeah, man.
No,
Like,
no like I don't see any fandom working like that.
no. Like, yo, I was just about to say, even when Warner Brothers was kind of like slacking with the 4K release of the Snyder Cut in America, a lot of us imported a version, because it was like all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time going by
Oh yeah.
and they weren't saying anything. It was like, oh, it was just up in the air. And I'm looking at how Warner Brothers has been acting, and I'm like, are they even gonna put this shit on 4K? Like, they might be
Yeah, yeah.
weird and just not do it. So I imported a version, and then when the one came out for out here, I just bought it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I did.
yeah,
I'm sitting buying like versions like from everywhere. Like the UK, like the first release was the UK, right? So like
yeah,
grab that, and then like there was a Japanese version. I like the like how like there was like the Justice League in Japanese was like on the cover, so I'm like grab that. And then like the US one came out, I'm like grab that and the trilogy set, which I hate the trilogy set, but I bought it anyway
yeah.
because it feels like Warner Brothers way of saying like the trilogy that's it, go
We
away.
can't. What did Antonoff say? Like, yeah, Zach completed his trilogy. He was like, yo,
Yeah,
this ain't no damn trilogy. You know what I'm saying?
that was the
Like,
only that was the only like Snyder cut thing that I hesitated so hard to buy. Like
I,
I
I
sat there,
feel
I'm
it.
like,
I
should
feel
I?
it.
Yeah, should I not? Should I? And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Like the things that they have inside, I'm like, yeah, yeah, bring. Fuck it. I don't.
I need that.
And
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
and I bought like these three, the three mother bucks.
Mhm.
I don't. I had like an alarm set for like the time and date, like when like it opens up for like sale,
Uh,
for open up for order, and like luckily enough, I got the like reasonable people were like getting like what that one mother box for them, like
yeah,
whatever to. I'm like, I want three. I want each
one of each. Yeah,
one of each, because like
they probably
mother
called you
box,
a bot, huh?
you synchronize, unite, synchronize. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hold on. But didn't you put that on Twitter?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, I see.
I
I
took a
see. I
screenshot because like
remember. Oh
I,
my god.
I went and just like because like one of them got sold out like immediately, like, but I managed to get like right before I got like the one of them.
Mhm.
So like I just like got it, and like like yes, like fuck, like come on, like imagine what JL2 would do
Oh
to
my.
us. Like how much, like I'm already imagining like uh, and like fantasy planning of
Oh
like
yeah. Oh yeah.
like where which country in this world where I'm gonna book a theater and get all my peeps in.
Oh my.
What the Because that was my plan for the Snyder Cut. Like you can ask like
Man. Yo, I
OJ
was
and like
I was trying to book an IMAX theater to watch the Snyder Cut in post release, right? A lot of places out, like and I think it was Warner Brothers. They wouldn't let you screen that
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
They would not let you do it, and I don't give a shit. I'm not watching that in no regular theater. Like that movie was built to be on an IMAX screen. I'm getting a damn IMAX. I'm
yeah,
gonna watch that damn movie. No. I don't care how long it
dude,
takes. It's happening.
dude. Like I was looking into like renting out the Chinese theater.
Which I
Like
frequent that place and I love it. I love it.
yeah, I
It-
was like really
it's so dope.
like seriously, like seriously, like was willing to do that. Like and like I got Koji helped me. Like he found out the prices and he's like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" I'm like, "Fuck it."
Hey, look,
And like,
look, hey,
but
if you
like it was hard. Yeah,
look, if you ever
like
want
shit
to
was just getting
revisit
harder and
that,
harder.
look, if you ever want to
No,
revisit
jail
that,
too,
hit
jail
me
too,
up and I'll go in with you. 100%
jail
facts.
too, jail
No,
too, jail too. Oh my god, jail too. Oh Lord. Oh man, the
no.
shit.
Look, look. I just started
I,
getting chills. I just started getting chills. Hold on, look.
I,
Let me ask you something, right? Because
yeah,
with what's been going on, right, I want to kind of move off of the past for a quick second. I want to talk about
yeah,
the future, all right?
yeah.
Look,
Let's do this.
with all these fucking little hints and teases and things that you can read up, on the tea leaves, right, that have been
Yeah,
slowly kind of ramping up. And it sounds like Zack Snyder's going to be coming back,
yeah,
to really complete his whole DC vision, right? So I want to talk about how you're feeling right now in terms of like all these things being teased, and
okay.
just like how excited are you for the
Right.
future?
I like I'm trying to mesh between overly excited and hyped,
Mhm.
because that's what I am, and then just like you know, like not like being like glass half empty,
That whole
or like
BS PTSD thing, yo, it's
yeah.
definitely
I'm
a
just
real
like
thing. It's
I
real.
need to like yeah. I whenever I'm like, oh shit, and then I'm like, wait, just like relax, like like uh, uh, like what like everything that Mikey says, I'm like, I have to like, I'm like, whoa, wait, shh, relax, no, wait.
It
because
almost sounds too good to fucking be true, like half the
yeah,
time, right? It's like,
because, like so like yes, everything like what Mikey has said is like a year old, or he mentioned like it's coming, like it's we're seeing it happening, right?
yeah,
But I also like keep reminding myself this is not like uh, I'm not questioning Mikey's credibility. Like it's clear, like we've seen what like what he does, but like I always question Hollywood and
yeah,
the people, the insiders working there. Like any sec,
yeah.
like logically speaking, based on our experiences of business and like how corporations work, like the Snyderverse is the way to go, and like that's what a sensible person would do, and like that's what we're seeing. Like, it feels like it's getting there. Like the people that are let go, Zach's like fucking like Final Crisis tease, like it's like
The
going
crisis
there.
turkey, the
Yeah,
crisis
the fucking
turkey.
the crisis turkey, right? And like there was like at that point there was so many others that he's just like was day by day dropping, and like a fucking like a
Yo,
seven like chairs and like
did you see
random
Clay
like
Staub with the tuna the other day? I didn't even peep
yeah
that
yeah
until later.
no
That
no
one
like
of the tuna cans said, "Fucking
he
restore the Snyderverse." So I was like,
he,
"Oh
dro-
my god!"
he dropped it and I went crazy, and then like someone pointed out that like wait, why what is these aqua like water teases that are happening like between Zach and like, because like right before that he had like Aquaman, and then he had did the seahorse thing, and
Seahorse.
then now we see a tuna can with like, so it's like what's going on? Like so like I was going nuts with that, like but like see like all this is like pointing like to that direction. But like I always like keep it in the back of my mind that just because I don't want to be heartbroken again like through this, like
Yeah,
you know. So like anytime, any day, Saslov could be like walking to his office, and then some whatever guy be like, let's have coffee, whatever, and he could go have coffee, and then like discuss some plan, like pitch a plan that's not Snyderverse, and then like that could convince Saslov,
yeah.
right, in that second. But
I feel
before
it.
that, Saslov was convinced about the
I feel it.
Snyderverse. So like that could happen, right?
I feel
But
it.
like because it's Hollywood,
I feel it,
like
bro. I feel it 100%.
so like uh, I always like but
Yo,
like I don't know, like
and look,
I'm just
look.
like
Not only is it just Hollywood, right? But also, I think a bit of that is we just witnessed this same. Like, I mean, yes, it's not the same company, obviously, because they were just purchased. But we just watched the same entity act in a way that was counter to common sense, right?
yeah yeah.
So, right, so
That's the thing.
uh,
That's why like for the
exactly.
past like 4 years, nothing was common sense. Nothing was like logical, right? Like nothing was like based on like an actual like everything is like very egotistical, petty, whatever. So like something like that, like it's still like a decision like that can happen, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like I don't know what the chances are of that happening, but like it could be like while Sadlov's playing golf, while he's like I don't know, having like he was sitting on a steam room, and then like some asshole comes in, and like like whatever these like those white people that control the world kind of thing, like how
hey,
they
a lot of meetings
sit
go
and make
down in steam
decisions.
rooms. A lot of meetings go down in
Yeah,
steam rooms. Facts.
yeah.
That's
So
facts.
like, yeah, like I don't know, like I I have well, one thing's for sure, right? And because like that's one thing, like I said, like fantasy planning, where like I'll go like when I try to go to sleep and I can't, and I'm just like imagine like what I need to do, like what would I will do for the Justice League 2 like screening,
Oh man.
and like yeah, like there might be like choreography, dancing number like before like so like people walk in and like, like there's gonna be like dancers,
Oh.
fucking like fires, like just like lights and like
He said all
like
the
people.
bells and whistles. All the
Yeah,
bells
yeah,
and
yeah,
whistles.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not holding back. I'm not holding
All
back.
right.
I imagine like the one like maybe it's gonna be in London. I'm guessing like London, like New
Hey, you gotta
York,
go to London.
LA.
Hey,
you know,
Skywalker will definitely pull up to London. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, no,
Pull up
no.
to the UK.
You know what I was like gonna do for the Snyder Cut? Like I might, I'll do that again. Like I'll push that like thing, like that concept.
Mhm.
Uh, I actually managed to get like the invitation. The same one that the same design as like when Lex Luthor, invitation to Bruce Wayne to the to
Mhm.
the to that whatever the library opening whatever that same like that same I managed to do that, but for like Snyder Cut screening here, right? Like
Oh my
I
god.
had the template done, like one of our like friends here, like I hear like in Twitter, like
Mhm.
he helped me design it, like and like I had like it was there, like I just put the name and like and the design looked like identical, right? The BBS like invitation thing, and like, but like yeah, like trying to get the Snyder Cut showing here, like it was like obstacle after obstacle, and then I just like gave up.
Yeah, man.
Like
It's really crazy, like how many links Warner Brothers went
yeah,
through, to kind of, to try to make this movie be successful, right? It's
like
really sad, but it's what did him in at the end of the day, right? Because
yeah,
I'm pretty sure when Zaslav got in there, because we know he got access to all their books. You know what I'm saying? Like from
yeah,
these past
yeah,
years, he probably looked at that mess and was like, "What are you guys doing? Like you have this
yeah,
thing that brought us tremendous amounts of money, and you're actively trying to act as if like this thing doesn't even exist. Like like anybody coming in, th- those people would have to be fired. They would have to be fired.
yeah,
Right? Like, there's no way that I'm going to look at that, because I'm going to ask you, like, all right, if this is making us this amount of money and has this many social media impressions, why are we not moving forward? And also, if we're not moving forward, what are your alternatives? Oh,
yeah.
you don't even have a plan? Like, like
Fucking
your plan
fucking
is
Wonder
to just
Twins,
not do this? Huh?
fucking Wonder Twins. That was their alternative plan.
Yeah,
Fucking like black Clark Kent.
yeah.
Like,
Obama
come
Superman.
on,
Right? Which I'm sure
Superman.
we're all lining up to go see that. Like, come on, man.
Oh
Obama Superman.
man.
Period
Like
piece.
Superman is already like a struggling character in terms of the general audience. It barely like now it's interesting enough now. So why would you want to like fucking uh,
You're gonna
like
make Black
cut the
Superman.
legs of it? Yeah,
Yo, you're gonna make Black Superman. Then you're gonna depower him. Like, what kind of sense does
yeah.
that make? Yo, man. I just it's just questionable decision after questionable decision, and that's why I don't blame anybody for still kind of trying to hold back some of that enthusiasm because yeah, we've just seen this same company act
Mm.
totally counter to whatever was going to make them
Yeah,
money
yeah.
at several
Well,
steps too.
sometimes I can't help myself. Like I can't like I'll see something and like you know I'll just like go crazy. But like I still like try. It's really
Yeah.
hard to hold back.
Crisis
Really,
Turkey
really,
kind of
really
had me
hard.
going crazy.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like every time, like some shit, like some bullshit happens. Like I see was it a week ago when I saw like Toby Emmerich in that like premiere with Saslov, and like he's actually like sitting next to Saslov. Like I got depressed seeing that. I'm like, because that's another thing. Like when you like, I'm like, oh, like probably like they talked it out and like how they're friends and like shit. Like fuck, like
That motherfucker was
fuck,
gone.
like
That motherfucker
that
was
shit.
gone a
Like
week later.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, and then I go back and like, wait, the turkey, the fucking turkey, yes, the turkey. Like
Right?
hold
Yeah.
up to that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like like every like I don't know. It's like and it like there was always like it wasn't just the turkey post. Like there were so many posts like around that turkey like
Mhm.
that people like not really like focusing on too. And it's ridiculous why he posted it. And Snyder doesn't just post shit like that.
Yeah.
That whole like seats, 7 seats, like in the table.
Yeah.
Like, why would you post that?
Yeah.
Why would you fucking put a table like on fire and like and like like 7 seats just surrounding it empty?
With room for
Like
more too.
seven, I can keep counting it. Yeah, I keep counting it. Like what?
Yeah,
Seven.
yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
If it's like if it was like 5 seats or like 3 seats or 4 seats, I'd be like, yeah, it's just he like he's in a ski resort and he just took a random picture. But it was like seven. I was like,
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and then what about when he dropped the Wayne T. Carr Green Lantern picture? You
yeah,
know,
that was it. That was it. That was like, yeah.
man,
There's no two ways about it. Like that's the love. That's the I think to personally that was the dark side picture drop level. Like
mm,
like this is
all over again. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Boom. Like I got the same feeling too. Like
yeah.
shit. Like we push forward, and still like there's a little fear in me that like, oh my, is he just dropping shit because it's dropping? Like it's done, or you know?
Like, what does it
But like,
mean?
yeah, yeah, but then like Wayne T. Carr uses it as a profile picture, and then you see like what's his name, Manganiello, the Deathstroke guy.
Joe Manganiello. Yep.
Joe Manganiello has a Deathstroke profile picture. Like I don't know, man. Like
Yep. See, see.
all I'm saying, like I am fantasizing, planning on how to watch Dale 2, and I'm also fantasizing on like I have a list of aunties, their ads memorized, like burned in my head. Their ads, their like their names. Uh, So when that shit happens, oh boy,
Yo, look,
like
look,
you
hold on.
gotta
That's something
run, you
else
gotta
that.
hide.
Wait, hold on. That is something that I want to touch on real quick because I do want to start wrapping this up in a little bit. But
Yeah.
um, the day that that it is announced that Zack Snyder, like, look, I'm gonna give you guys a preview of what the title for my stream is gonna be, and it's gonna say D-Day, okay? Because that is one of the, or it might be Z-Day, you know what I'm saying, or something. But the day that it is
The start.
announced that Zack
Yeah.
Snyder is back, how bad of a day do you think that it's going to be for everybody that has been on the other side of this fandom?
Because we've been through this once, right? We like with the Snyder Cut,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember we were like humble ourselves, like don't like let's not go too far, whatever. And we did
What did
that.
that get
Some
us?
of us did it,
What did
and
that
then
get
like look what happened, right? But this time it's even hard. Like they're more petty. They're more like
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah. So like, oh man, like I I, I get dizzy thinking about ways like to like how to like you know. like who to go for first, and like I think I'm gonna be like, I give you guys 24 hours. I say that I'm not gonna say you got 24 hours, right? This is your chance. You either deactivate, apologize, just say that we're wrong, whatever. I give 24 hours. But like the thing is, like, regardless if they apologize, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter. I like, sorry, humble, you're wrong. No, no, no. I'm just giving you an opportunity to just say it. After that 20, because I'm gonna take that 24 hours. I'm gonna just like just really write down the list, like put down like the names, find out like what those tweets that this hater said, like when, and like, okay, I put mark that, just 24 hours. You have that. I'll give you that, and that's it.
Oh my goodness.
And I will never let it go.
Yo,
Never let it go.
I have been planning. Yo, I've been planning some things behind the scenes, yo. I'm letting y'all know now. I got a stream planned. It's gonna be so ugly, yo. It's gonna be so ugly. I swear. Because this has been like years and years of like, it's never happening. It's not gonna happen. It's dead. Move on. Touch grass. Go
you
get
terrorists.
You got the terrorists, the virgins, right? Like all these things, just all these things. Zach doesn't understand Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, nobody wants his movies. Like, yo, it's been so many things, and that's the last thing. That is the last thing. The Snyder Cut was the tip of the iceberg. Zach actually coming back will be that last nail in that coffin.
Yeah.
And it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. And I think that they're starting to realize that, right? Because even now, with all this Henry Cavill news that just came out, they're all like,
like it takes me back to when Mikey was talking about MOS 2. I think that was the thing. Like, So like suddenly I see that, like, it was like, okay. And another thing, I'm like, wait, like, even Mikey's like, no, it's not a victory lap. I'm not gonna like wait until for like I know, but like, but what am I gonna say? Like, yeah, I'm not like not. This is gonna be BVS Wars in reverse.
Like,
like,
hey, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know?
And they know. You see, like you said, like they know it. They have a feeling, and like and I could tell because it's like a little pit in their stomach, like this little like. So like I don't they don't want to say it, but the way they're acting, like how Casey Walsh melts down, like Mark Jarbo's melt down, like it's there, like, and like
they melting down in Twitter Spaces.
It's getting there, like, but they'll never say it. They'll still say like, Hamada is still there or whatever, like some shit, like, like
even when the article said that he's on his way out, like multiple articles said he's on his way out.
The funny thing is like, Emmerich is still in WB because he's the producer.
He went from greenlighting stuff to having to ask. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To hoping that he'll get like a movie to produce. Come on. And like that's his dream.
Hey, but we don't know how
what he really wants to do.
We don't know how business works, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of us got any kind of business experience.
Zero. I've seen it recently, a month ago. A person had so much power, had so much authority, so much and then like they had an issue with the CEO. CEO's like scorched earth, kind of like what Zaslav kind of did, and just removed all like authority. and like moved them out of the board, all that. That person couldn't last like a month. The pay was the same. They got like the pay was ridiculous, right?
Hmm.
The perks, whatever. It's the only difference is that like they could just walk into the office, sit, do nothing, and leave, and get paid exactly the same as when they were like.
Yep.
But like that it seems like it's someone's dream job, right?
Yeah.
But like there's no way a person can you know can go day by day from having so much power and decision power to absolutely nothing, even if the pay is the same.
Yeah.
They quit, they left.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah, yeah. So it's
why would you stay there? Because that would be embarrassing, right? Like just from like a
yeah,
peer standpoint, you being around people that you once had power over, and then now you don't. It's just it would just be like a very kind of awkward situation all around. So yeah,
yeah.
people usually leave. You know.
Yeah, they'll like they can't like it's not a let's say it's not a dream thing to like it's
Yeah.
not really a dream.
Yeah.
Like Toby Emmerich's dream is not to be a producer after being the guy
Yeah.
who decided which movies are made.
After being a studio head, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's the
Like,
head of the studio, and now he's a regular producer, and everybody's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, it's cool. This was just
yeah,
because this was just because his contract was through the end of the year, and they was trying to cut it out earlier. So they're like, all right, look, you're still gonna be here working for us technically, but you're just not gonna be in the same position that you were,
yeah,
which he shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Right.
absolutely. Well, I mean, look, but my last question is though, look, now that we have spoken on, where we're feeling at with, you know, as to where we are right now with the fandom, right? Um, what are your kind of like, what are some of your personal goals and things that you want to see um, happen from the community moving forward, right? Kind of like past the point of this, is that kind of coming back and beyond.
Like like we should like just main thing is like be kind of proud of our preference. Like we love Zack Snyder's work. That's normal. It's not like if I am literally like I have this cut Hamid account to express how much like because I it's mainly because of Zack Snyder, this specific account, and to speak to people and to interact with people with the same preference about a director and his movies. Just like collectively as a fandom, as a movement, like just be that. Like never, the haters are never gonna change their minds about us. Never.
No.
So like, yeah. So like, we need to accept that. It's fine. It's not gonna change. Like them being on our side, it's not gonna it's not gonna do anything. Absolutely not. We were fine. So like, just yeah, uh, stop policing ourselves. Be proud of like what we uh like the whole toxic thing. Don't like you know don't get frazzled up when like someone like you know says you're toxic, whatever. It's they'll say it regardless, and that's what and like um, continue to spread the word. Like let our passion like make sure our passion is contagious. That's and it's working. Like actually, a lot of people like the Indian fan base. Like it's we're good, man. We're good.
What you said almost just like it felt like it was coming like right out of my brain, right? Like because that's something that I, you know, like I love my fandom and I am proud of this community. But one of the things that I do not like is how a lot of us have to sometimes think that we have to like apologize for liking what we
Yeah,
like, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
and that's not what we should be doing, yo. Like, you know,
Not like
there
remotely, like because we're not like liking a some like uh problematic like political group or whatever.
yeah.
We're liking a film director who makes comic book movies. So like it's not
It's
even like
crazy.
we should, like it's insane that we're actually almost feeling like we are liking something like that, which is
Yeah.
yeah,
Like they want us to feel like we're to some kind of cult, right? But
yeah,
you know, I think it's just because you know you know, our favorite director is dope and he's in shape. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you know, they be sitting there watching him lift weights and all that stuff. You know, eating,
yeah,
you know, eating weights at 5:18 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're just like,
exactly.
that's not my kind of guy, right? You know, everybody that has worked with Zach loves him. They all swear by him, right? You
Yeah,
know, and I just think that they can't really relate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, they can't. Yeah,
they can't.
he's giving them PTSD of a certain time in school. Like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he's a dumb jock who makes dumb jock movies. You know, hey, yeah, he just, yeah. I mean, his visual style is great, but he can't tell a story. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hey, bro, dude,
uh,
yo, it's just so crazy the things that they say. They talk about just his visual style. My favorite scene in BVS has nothing to do with like some cool shot or anything. It's
uh,
the damn scene on the roof with Lex and Superman.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that is some of the best writing in a comic book movie I've ever seen, yo.
Ever like, and I like I I got shit for saying that because you're not allowed to say things positive about VVS, but like
Is that your favorite part
I
too?
really yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my god.
it's one of the like my favorite things in like I've seen in any movie.
Yeah.
Like like take the dialogue, the 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 music that's playing in the background,
Yep.
the beats, like just like and every single detail about the scene. Like there was like a moment where like Lex finishes his sentence, and then right behind Superman is just like lightning,
Mm-hmm.
like 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 Lex finishes like,
Yeah. Right.
and then he continues. I'm like uh, it's like I'm watching like opera. Like that's what it
Yeah.
like. I feel like whenever like I watch this, I'm like, wait, like, I feel like I'm in a opera hall, like one of the top
Right.
decks with my little like monoculars looking and like
With
the
your
fan,
monocle.
like
Yeah.
yeah, monocle and just like with the fan and like what like watching. Like that's really what it feels like when I watch this scene.
Yo,
Like I
like
feel like I'm
yo,
smarter.
and then the visual part of that scene is so striking for me is like how it starts with Superman all up here and then Lex down here because that's like the power dynamic. And then the
Yeah.
more that Lex talks, the like the more it starts to, you know what I'm saying? It's just oh
And
my
then he
god,
ends up, and then he ends up in his knees,
oh my
like,
yo.
ah, from here, from the sky to the fucking like bending down,
And
like,
then he says it, and now
and it's
God
just by
bend
talking,
to my.
fucking by talking to him. That's all it was. It was just talking to him and made him fucking bend down on his knees.
Oh my god.
And he got idiots saying, "This is what is this like?"
Lex is the
Fuck,
worst comic book movie villain ever.
yeah, nah. What villain makes a fucking Superman bend in his knees by just talking to him?
Crazy.
Fuck.
And it made sense too. He didn't have nothing like what was he gonna do? What was he gonna say? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
no, yeah, like you gotta like there's whatever Superman was doing or had like he had to do, like he had to do. Like
yeah.
there's nothing like there's literally nothing Superman could do
Oh
except
my God.
bend in his knee.
Yo,
Like
yo, look, that's what's so crazy about these movies, yo. You can literally just take like little sections and just do like
yeah,
a complete breakdown and deep dive for like hours. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
On
yeah.
like a little bitty section of like of these movies.
That,
You know, because
it's a 3 minute section from a 3 hour movie that
yeah,
we're going crazy over now. It's
yeah,
around 3 minutes.
yeah. You know, and that leads into the whole him like going, you know, and they're like, oh, well, why didn't he just go ask Bruce for help? He actually did. You know what I'm saying?
He
When he
did.
first got
He
there,
did.
he's like, yo,
He
here,
did.
look,
Yeah.
I need your help. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You know, and oh
But
my God, it
but
was so great.
but Bruce wasn't having it. He was just not
No,
having it.
he was not having it. Like, yo,
Yeah.
and I love how, you know, when he meets up with Superman for that first time, and he's like, "Yo," he's like, "Next time they turn your light on, don't go to it." You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then later, Batman turned that shit on himself.
He's fucking on that light. He was like right next to the light.
Here comes
Like,
light. He's like,
what?
"Well, here
What?
I am."
What now?
He's like,
Fucking
"What
day.
now?" Like for real, like yo, we about to
Yeah.
get to it. You know what I'm saying? And just like, man, just how Bruce had everything planned right up to the stack of radiators right next to the damn thing where he knew he was gonna drop him at. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That movie was so fantastic. Look, I can go
Yeah.
on and on about
I
punching
can. I
BBS
can.
with
Like I'm
Ahmad.
already like thinking of like yeah,
You know
like
what I'm
these
saying?
so many scenes of it. Like yeah.
But look, man, look, I want to thank you so much, man, for coming on my platform, yo, and for just speaking with me. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to just have some kind of interaction with you, man. Like, I feel like first I was kind of watching from afar this whole time, but now that I have started my channel and I've been able to talk with some of you guys, man, like it's just been super dope, and it's really been like a dream come true in certain aspects, yo. So,
Uh,
look, just know that this community loves you, yo. You know, you are held in
oh man.
very high regard. Anytime I've ever heard anybody utter your name, it's always been like in the highest manner, right?
Yeah.
And you know, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't let these trolls and racists bother you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because hey, and
This,
y'all stop
like,
harassing Ahmad, yo. Y'all, this shit gotta stop, yo. Like all this, you
nah.
know, man.
Bring it. Bring it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Hey,
But like,
I tried to throw him a bone.
to
I
answer
tried
your
to throw him a
question,
bone.
to answer your question from the beginning of this, like how like I'm actually doing this, like it's because of everyone around me, because of all you guys. Like, if it wasn't for any of you guys, I would probably left Twitter a long time ago. Again, I left it once. I left it once, but I but if yeah, if it wasn't for anyone, I wouldn't stay as long as I'm staying right now.
So for sure, yo. And we wish you all the best of luck in your future. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and you know, who knows? Maybe we can even get Hamad to start dropping some videos. You know what I'm saying? I might start, you know, fucking elbowing his ribs a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, why don't you drop a little something? You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm thinking of doing something about that soon, but like once my office gets ready and done, because that's what I'm working on. Just working on my office, like a home office, whatever. Once that's done, like I'll see.
hey, or hey, you can get a job, right? You know, like
Yeah, touch grass, get bitches. You know,
Look, I want to
instead
thank
of just
everybody that like tuned in. You know, what I'm saying? This is OG Talk with Skywalker the Jedi. You know, and this is number 2 featuring the one and only Cut Hamad. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put all his information down below so that y'all can, you know, follow him on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff, you know, where he be hopping in the comments, you know what I'm saying, every so often. So, you know, it's been a pleasure, sir. You know what I'm saying? Much love and respect. I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.